gbọ́dọ̀ parun. YNFF Board of Trustees. Náṣọ nípa wa ò ìdíje àṣà. Wa ò ní parun láíláí. Ìdí nìyí tí YNFF Board of Trustees ṣe ń ṣonígbọ̀wọ́. Yorùbá nípínlẹ̀ mẹ́jọ ìpínlẹ̀ Kogi, Kwara, Èkó, Ọ̀ṣun, Oǹdó, Èkìtì, Ọ̀yọ́ àti ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn láwọn ìpínlẹ̀ tí ìdíje bí ayò ọlọ́pọ́n, ìjàkadì, ijó ìbílẹ̀, ìdíje ẹwà àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ yóò ti máa wáyé látọjọ́ Monday, November 6, 2023 títí di November 13, 2023. The final audition máa wáyé láwọn ìpínlẹ̀ wọ̀nyí láti yan àwọn tó perégedé láti ṣojú ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan nínú ìdíje àṣekágbá tí á wáyé ní Muajas Hotel Nìbàdàn November 21 arrival day. Ìdíje á wáyé ní November 22 títí di November 24 ní Muajas Hotel nílùú Ìbàdàn. Ẹni sọ lẹ́nu sàpò ìyàpọ̀ odò tó bá gbàgbé orísun ṣetán láti parun ní ẹ̀jẹ̀ àjọ gbárùkù tìdíje àṣà àti ìṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tẹlẹ́kùnjẹkùn yìí fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé tàbí ẹ fẹ́ ṣonígbọ̀wọ́ tàbí olùrànlọ́wọ́ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ Mr. Wasiu Àìná lórí +134 7500 9472 Ajia Queen Ara +447 946 313 160 Mrs. Roslyn +141 699 22189 tàbí tbex +234 816 049 5979. Aṣọ ìbílẹ̀ nìkan láyàn láàyò níbi àwọn ìdíje wọ̀nyí. Ìdíje àṣà àti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹlẹ́kùnjẹkùn ọdún 2023 Yorùbá World in Action YNFF ló ní àṣà àti ṣe wa ò ní parun láéláé.
Well, we're back again. Good morning and welcome to KOIKIMEDIA Live. Let's do a quick 1 hour before we go into the Star Radio. We'll be able to get into the Star Radio UK this morning. One very good morning to those of you that have joined us, and we're only streaming on just limited platform this morning, so we are not streaming on the KOIKIMEDIA. In case you're looking for us, at any platforms so that any laugh and live.
KOIKIMEDIA, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
KOIKIMEDIA, we bring it the world closer to your doorstep. KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bring it the world closer to your doorstep. Àwọn sọ́lára àgbà yìí dá, àwọn ló láṣà àti èdè. Ìgbéde lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bring the world closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for her, but they move closer before they go sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body, but they move closer before they go sabi. Ọ̀kìn lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, ìhun ló ló lájú. Ẹyẹ tó dán rí kótó bí àdó, àpẹjẹ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè tó dúdú àga. Olódù ọkọ̀ bá lè gbé wá. Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀kọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí. Àwa lè bá oko ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni mọ̀lẹ́ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Ìyàwó Odùduwà ni wá. KOIKIMEDIA, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó kojú ògbó tí wọ́n máa ní. Kásá. Ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wá kájé bùgbà yín jẹ. Ètò tó kojú ògbó tí wọ́n máa ní. À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń kásá lárugẹ. Ètò tó kojú ògbó tí wọ́n máa ní. News and sports, ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó kojú ògbó. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú aláyọ̀ ni ló ní kí n máa jí dandan. KOIKIMEDIA, ọ̀rọ̀ lágbàdé mọ̀ mi. Máa bá ṣẹ̀rọ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá ni ẹ, ọmọ Yorùbá tata. À ń gbádùn rẹ, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú ẹlẹ́rẹ̀ mi. Ṣẹ́yìn lọ máa fi dìbò ọ̀bẹ mọ́lẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé. ẹ̀yin lọmọ onígbò máa wọ̀. Igbó máa wọ̀ dájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀, àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní bọ́ra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó òyìnbó tó dé, ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o, KOIKIMEDIA sáwà ní bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. Àdáńtọ́ àtòpèrè gidi. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. Àwa là ń gbẹ́tò lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọgbọ́ o. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. Àkúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. Ọmọ Òdùwà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. Ikú tó ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá yọ. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó fẹ́ odò kan yọkọ̀ lára ni. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. Àpèrè gèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ̀gbọ́n, àwa ní bàbá o. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. Òtútù alágbèdá ní òtítọ́ lágbèdá ní. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. Àkìsọ̀dálẹ̀, àkìsọ̀dìkẹta. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. Àgbọ̀tàn, àtúpẹ̀rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́. KOIKIMEDIA àwọn ní bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Àwọn ní bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA is around to give us the best. Is around to give us the best. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ̀kọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ̀kọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. KOIKIMEDIA is around to give us the best.
Okay, we still have about some few more minutes, so let's take this as well.
Ọjọ́ òní, ọjọ́ tó lápẹẹrẹ gidi gan-an ni fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ta.
Ẹ ṣáà rántí tí mo gbà ní ìjọ Monday, ṣé Monday ni kí n tó fún mi ní Liverpool Street, òun mo ṣe fi jẹ nísìn. Ọ̀fẹ́ ló bá dé. Èmi náà ní tèmi nínú ilé. Tèmi náà wà níbí báyìí, but I just prefer to have that one. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí à ń bọ̀.
Ṣé orí ni ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ọba ti pọ̀ ọ̀tá ìbá yọ ọ́? Wọ́n ní alágbọ̀ọ́rí ọmọ ti lọ. Wò ó, èyí tí wọ́n ròyìn yẹ̀ olúwo ọba ńlọ kúkú ṣe. Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ìbò ṣàṣẹ́bẹ̀ lọ wà. Ọ̀gá máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Olódùmarè ọba òkúri. Tí ọba ti tàbí ìwòrè fọ́dún òní ó tó pé ń tọ́ kí lọ fẹ́ wá láàrin àwọn ọmọ adarí mú gan. Tàbí tí ọba ti dàbí bí ọmọ láàrin ìgbẹ́ kí lọ máa ṣẹ̀dá òkú ìgbìrò. Ọjọ́ máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ alágbẹ̀dẹ àyìnbá ọba tó fi ọ́ dára tó dùn. Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ò ìwọ náà kọ́ Olódùmarè ọba ní bí wọn láwùjẹ. Ẹ̀sẹ̀ mo dúpẹ́ o. Sunday o. Ẹ̀sẹ̀ mo dúpẹ́. Máa gbọ́ ó ti gbogbo olùgbọ́ máa Adéyẹmọ ó dé wọn mọ́lẹ̀ pátápátá wọn ò lè mí mọ́ ó ti kó wọn láyà jẹ́ kó lè sókè wọ́n ṣẹ̀rù bà wọ́n ọjà wọn láyà wọn ò lè mí fín mọ́ ó ti fi òkójú lápá igbá oró ní ègẹ́ dànù. Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ fáwọn ọba tiẹ̀ ọmọ ọkọ lóògùn ọmọ àlè ìwọ náà bí bàbá dojú dé àfihàn bí ọba ṣe sí ẹjẹ afọ kí ni ń bẹ nínú ọ̀gán ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ti dún mọ̀wúrú bí ọ̀pani kọ́ pani bí ọba ní pani kó yé dún mọ̀wúrú mọ́ Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ó ti di bí àlọ́ yìí yé ẹjẹ́ ọmọ gánmọ́ ń gbé ewé kókò tábà lè bí ọmọ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá fẹ́ fọ̀yà kọ́ máa fọ̀yà gbèrègbèrè sàǹgbà ọ̀rọ̀ máa fọ́ ẹni ọba wọ bẹ́ ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ti di bí àlọ́ yìí ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ìgbé òòṣà ọmọ Yorùbá gbàgbà ọmọ ọkọ̀ ní ọ̀hún ṣéwù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́mọ ọmọ ṣe ìwọ lọ́pàá Gàmbàrí nípa ìsìn Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ọ̀pá Gàmbàrí nípa ìsìn ọ̀pá onítọ̀ọ́mọ
Sunday go sa. Wala bàbá rẹ̀ lọ òrùkú ọmọ fẹlá ọlẹ́nilé mo sùn lẹ́ẹ̀kan ọmọ àjàtẹ̀ yẹn lẹ́yìn sí àwọn bàbá rẹ̀ mo dẹ́lu bọ́dà àárín òde wọ́n di méjì báyìí rẹ̀ ká àná méjì báyìí rẹ̀ jí àgàdà yín ó di méjì báyìí gbẹ̀dínlógún ó kan ilà àárọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní kókó ilé wa àgàdà lòdì àwọn rẹ̀ ọmọ gbọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́kọ̀ ní sọ́wọ́ àkọ́níṣẹ́ ọlọ́kọ̀ ní sí ìgbàlẹ̀ ọmọ adéyẹmọ Sunday ògbó sàmà fún ogun ní nánilógún ogun ní nánilógún ogun ló ní ilé àárọ̀ ogun ni wọ́n fi jagun dẹ́gbọ́n jẹ́ bóògùn wọn ẹjẹ́ mi náà wọn lóògùn wọn náà Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho sà lónìí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá gbòmìnira dandan ní máa wá gbọ́ àṣẹ ìlànà lọ́dùnmọ́rẹ̀ ni wọ́n máa lò ọmọ adéyẹmọ o dákun mọ́rin àwọn oníṣẹ́ ẹbí ẹ̀tọ́ kálukú mọ̀ fi dùn wọ́n orí kálukú ló gbé dépò tó dùn wọ́n máa gbọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tàtà ń tẹ́wá lóye ẹja fọwọ́pọ̀ ká gbé ẹni tó wá fi ṣe ká gbé lárugẹ gidi ni ẹ̀mí jù wọ́n wọn ò dùn ẹjọ́ òrodò lọ sí ibà méjì kó ẹni tó wá fi sẹ́rán ọ̀gẹ́tọ̀ sí ẹni tó gba àwọn Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ lọ́la tiwa akọni tiwa akọni jagunjagun ọkùnrin tààrà ọ̀dọ̀kẹ́lẹ́ ọmọ adéyẹmọ wà máa gbọ́n fẹ́ sí àpá kan fún wọn ni ẹni tó bá ní kó ògùn ní kékeré kó máa fọwọ́ ara wọn síra wọn ẹgbẹ́ wọn ní kàkọ́ máa ṣe ara rẹ̀ nípò dànù ìmọ̀ tí ìmọ̀jọ́ ayọ́yẹ pọ̀ ní kúlọ́wọ́ ọmọ bá tó kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìdáhọ́ iná máa gbẹ̀yà gbẹ̀dẹ́ kò sí bàtàrí òní gbúrú òdòkó tẹ̀ máa gbọ́ àwọn bàbá rẹ tó ti wà ní gbogbo ìdájọ́ wọn máa fọwọ́ tí ọ gẹ́gẹ́ ni àwọn alágbá jagun tí wọ́n ní jagun ṣáájú ní Yorùbá wọn máa fi ọtí ọ gẹ́gẹ́ ni Oòduà Ọlọ́fin Ọbàtálá Báṣọ̀run Àjàká Àjàngá Tíẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀fọ́fọ̀ fẹ́rí lánàfọ́kúnlá òun náà lẹ́rú ọmọdé kò ní sábà abolílá abolí kòkó alùpùpù àbá àkútù ògèdè gbé ẹgbẹ́ gbúrò olè jẹ́sà ṣàgbọ́. Mbọ sọ̀kọ́ tí mọ́ọ̀gùn là yà wáyé náà ọmọ adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho sàǹpọ̀lọ́ ti ní pẹ̀tùpẹ̀tù tiẹ̀ ṣe ọ̀gbárùgbọ̀ arúgbó ọ̀nùgbọ̀lọ̀ rẹ̀ tó òkun là yà ọ̀sẹ̀ pé yẹn rí kẹ́ni ẹ̀ máa ń de bàbá rẹ lọ òrùkàtàrí gbàgbà kẹ́ni ẹ̀ máa ń de bàbá rẹ lọ alárúgbó parúmọ́ Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ ní oṣù òrùgbò dé gbangba Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ ó ti dìbò kọ́ọ̀dù ó ti wà lókè ẹni ẹ bá ní ọjà kọ́kọ́ máa gbọ́ orí má bẹ̀rù ọ̀tẹ̀ mọ́ orí ní gbogbo fùrùfùrù labalábá tí wọ́n ń dìbò lẹ́kùn Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho sà orí bí wọ́n ti ń wọṣọ àkísà máa gbọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà tó bá lóye àkọ́dá ayé ọgbọ́ ọmọ adéyẹmọ ní ẹja àfọwọ́tì yìí débi tó lápẹẹrẹ ẹja àfọ tẹ́lẹ̀ èmi tún ẹwà òtún kò lè gbé wa débi kankan pa àkọ́dá ayé ọgbọ́ ẹja àfọwọ́pọ̀ ká bí ẹni tó ń wọ́pọ̀ fẹsẹ̀ ńlá rúgbẹ́ ni ẹ máa gbọ́ oníbó ní ẹsẹ̀ wọn lọ fara òní ni igi igbó sórí ipò wọn dìgbẹ́ ẹ̀rí ni àwọn àgbàlagbà wọn ní bí orí bá dúró tọrùn inú déyìn ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ gan ni Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ bá ọjọ́ òní ọjọ́ burúkú tó lápẹẹrẹ ní ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tí wọ́n ṣerú wẹ̀ wọn ò lè mú jẹ́
ìmọ́lẹ̀ ti ń padà bọ̀.
Ìmọ́lẹ̀ thank you. àrọ̀ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ gbogbo tó bá ti.
àrọ̀ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ ò ṣe ìmọ́lẹ̀ podium mú kí mo ṣe ń jẹ breakfast mi so ẹ má bínú sí mi lára ok. Topic ti ní poverty. Bàbá Akíntóyè wà concern bàbá yẹn pè mí lánàá Professor Banji Akíntóyè wọ́n ní Kóìkì ọ̀nà ọmọ mi wọ́n ní ẹ̀ pariwo mo ní dáàdì ṣe kò sí wọ́n ní poverty wà nínú ilé ebi ń pa àwọn èèyàn ebi ń pa àwọn èèyàn ní mo ní ẹ filẹ̀ fún mi mo ní màmá fi ṣe program. Poverty in Nigeria, what is the way out for the Yoruba? Should we continue with Nigeria? Ó ní béèrè láàárọ̀ ẹ̀. Mo ṣì ń jẹ breakfast mi. Àwọn ìyá kan dẹ̀ láì tí bá ń jẹun kí n máa sọ̀rọ̀. 10 minutes. So, ẹ ká gbọ́ ilé náà. Ká tó máa bá program yẹn lọ. Mo ṣì ń bọ̀ mo ì tí dé. Ẹ ká tún lọ gbọ́nà dá advert. Mo ń bọ̀. Ẹ já gbọ́ ilé. Ẹja gbọ́lé mú padà bọ̀. Ẹja gbọ́lé.
Ẹjọ́ ṣà OPU tọdún yìí tún wọlé dé wẹ́rẹ́.
Àṣẹ ìtura olùkọ́ àwọn àjàtúnà níwájú aláṣẹ lọ́rùn. Wíkẹ́ndì ti rẹ̀ látà Èdùmàrè.
Oòduà Progressive Union, ẹgbẹ́ tẹ̀síwájú Oòduà, ẹgbẹ́ tó ń gbàṣà ti ṣẹlẹ̀ Oòduà lárugẹ ẹ̀ka ti Maryland, American tó gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà síbi àjọ àṣà wọn tọdún yìí, eléyìí tí ó wáyé lọ́jọ́ àìkú ọjọ́ kẹta oṣù kejì lọ́dún 2023, 9816 Liberty Road, Randallstown, Maryland, 21133, United States of America. Làyájọ́ àṣà náà ti wáyé níbi àjọ àṣà tọdún yìí lẹ́yìn tó máa jìgbádùn ewì, ijó ìbílẹ̀, ìlú bàtá, ìlú gángan tí wọ́n sì máa ṣàfihàn gbogbo ohun tó jẹ máṣà àti ṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Bákan náà lẹ́gbẹ́ Oòduà Progressive Union máa fàmì ẹ̀yẹ dáhùn èèyàn lọ́lá tí inú wọn kọ lórí Yorùbá kan yóò sì máa kànlù sáwọn èèyàn gbàdé táwọn sì máa káwọn ọmọ alédè Yorùbá ẹwà kájọ gbàṣà àti ṣe Oòduà lárugẹ lọ́jọ́ kẹta oṣù kejì lọ́dún 2023 aago mẹ́rin ìrọ̀lẹ́ lè tó bẹ̀rẹ̀. Àyájọ́ àṣà Oòduà Progressive Union ẹ̀ka Maryland, America fún tọdún yìí ó máa loud gan ẹ̀ máa ní ìṣe ẹ̀. Olùkéde olóyè Dixon Olúgbòdì tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí Alẹ́pẹ̀pẹ̀, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. Oòduà gbè wá o.
To play the last one. Yeah, okay.
Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ayé wa òye. Tẹ́tà bá wọn lúrò yẹ kó mọ̀ pẹ́ dá. Torí ẹni tó bá kọ̀ tí ò dúpẹ́ orí ẹgbẹ̀fà. Irú wọn ti pẹ́ gidi náà orí ẹgbẹ̀je níjọ. Ìdí àti abárè tí àwọn Yorùbá UK Central ṣe parapọ̀ sàṣẹ̀rò nínú ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ wọn. Tí wọ́n sì ya ọjọ́ kan àrà ọ̀tọ̀ sílẹ̀ fún ìdúpẹ́ lórí ibi àti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ibi àpàdé àti ibi tá ń lọ láìpẹ́. Àkọ́kọ́ rú ẹ̀ tí àwọn èèkàn lókọlókọ ọmọ Yorùbá lágbàáyé ọmọ parapọ̀ fún ọ̀dọ̀ kan sọ wípé Olúwa ṣé bá a sì ti máa láǹfààní láti máa pàdé àwọn olólùfẹ́ wa gbogbo láwọn tí wọ́n jó nígbàwọ́ fún ètò ìdúpẹ́ yìí bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí Yorùbá UK Central Office fúnra lára wọn gan tí wọ́n jó ní nǹkan là ń jọ ṣe KOIKIMEDIA tí wọ́n jẹ́ agbẹnusọ fún Dr. Sunday Igboho Òòṣà pẹ̀lú magazine ti kan lára rẹ̀ Dr. Sabi Talk Show Sanfatis FM gbọ́ àpapọ̀ Yorùbá World Congress àti Yorùbá World Leader lágbàáyé ọjọ́ ọpẹ́ lọ́jọ́ àbámẹ́ta lẹ́yìn tó jọjọ́ kejì oṣù kejìlá ọdún tí a wà yìí ní Abadashas Action College Kingsroad Side Kingsroad London SE14 5SF UK 135 Pips Road London SE14 5SF ni ó ti máa wáyé bẹ̀rẹ̀ látago mẹ́ta ọ̀sán títí di agogo mẹ́wàá àṣálẹ́ UK time ọ̀fẹ́ àti ìrọ̀rùn ní ètò jíjẹ mímu ọjọ́ náà mọ bọ́sí fún wa tá ò sì ní gba kọ́bọ̀ lọ́wọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni fún owó ìwọlé tó jẹ́ sí wípé gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ wá sí bí ètò ìgbà yìí lọ́jọ́ náà ó gbọ́dọ̀ gba tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì wọlé rẹ̀ lórí Eventbrite lọ́kàtà ìbáfitẹ́ First Yorùbá Community in UK Meet and Greet Thanksgiving ní ọmọ aláǹfààní àti forúkọ yín àti àwọn tó bá fẹ́ tẹ̀lé yín wá síbi ayẹyẹ yìí kalẹ̀ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Ẹ má gbàgbé wípé ètò tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì wa yìí dá lórí first come first serve fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé síwájú sí i tàbí tẹ́yẹ gábá nírànwọ́ tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe fún wa kí ètò yìí lè wáyé kó dùn kí gbọ́ngbọ́n kan sí i. Bóyá yìí náà sì fẹ́ sọ kéèsì bísínẹ́sì tètò náà bá ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ẹ lè fàtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ sọ wá sí wa látòrí ímeèlì wa ecco@yukgb.org àbí kẹ́ pè wá lórí 073-671-52852. Bákan náà ní ẹ lè pè 073-940-56266 tàbí kẹ́ pè 077-609-86460. Ọjọ́ ìdúpẹ́ ọjọ́ ayọ̀ fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lágbàáyé. Yorùbá World Media ló kéde lórúkọ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lágbàáyé. Àwọn alájẹ kan já sí oyòyòyò ojoojú àgbẹ̀ wa o.
Àti jẹun ní sè wọ́n ní tinú la fi ń wá títà, tinú la fi ń wá títà. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà. Bàbá Akíntóyè ní kí n béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín. Bàbá Akíntóyè ló rán mi iṣẹ́ o. Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè. He asked me to ask every Nigerian, especially Yorubas, poverty in Nigeria today, what is the way out for Yorubas? What is the way out for Hausa? What is the way out for Igbo? What is the way out for all the 300 ethnic groups put together by the British and dump it in Nigeria? What is the way out? What is the way out? Kí ni way out? My father said I should ask you. Me, you can see, I just had 3 different meals. I had brooch bread. I had the one where I collect. This one are free. I don't pay for them. So that means I can go to Liverpool Street and I am likely to get a free food. I can ask for 4. I can ask for 3. So, and I then also make tea. with one of my uncle that brought this cup from America. God bless American government. Just like Lady K now say, God bless wherever she. I don't want to know where she is. Any láti mọ ibi tó wà ẹ fi sílẹ̀. But ṣá mọ̀ pé ibi tó wà ó tutù díẹ̀. Kọ́lọ́mbà wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. I'm gonna play anthem nisin. So we are probably about 40 minutes to an hour. Mo lè má lè máa dárúkọ gbogbo ilé nǹkan kan, but mo ti kí gbogbo ilé nǹkan. Ṣáà náà ti jẹun láàárọ̀. Nobody send any kini. I don't send the accept kini. Can't accept anybody. You're calling enjoyment. Then I think we're in UK here. So good morning, everybody, and welcome. And let's play our anthem. Then the question again, I'm asking, God bless Ireland. Say God bless Nigeria. You can put it there as well. If God should bless Nigeria. I mean, you have the right to say that. I will not disagree with you. If you tell you about what God bless Bishop Adesina, the way I am looking at the Nigeria situation, I don't think this coming Christmas will hold. Poverty in Nigeria is not weaponized. It is legalized. Me, I say, God bless United Kingdom. God bless which side? My name is Olami Koiki. Maybe you are new to my platform. You are wondering, what is this one doing? Our platform is all about self-determination. So if it's not your stake, if it's not your head, and this should we're gonna charge the phone. Laptop. My laptop is almost going dead. I need to quickly get. Let's listen to this one more time. No, let's listen to this. Let's listen to this. Before my laptop goes, I'm not in Nigeria, so I shouldn't have problem with power.
Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ àmọ̀tẹ́kùn sí wọ́n lọ pọ́lísì wọ́n ní kọ́ máa lọ rẹ́gísà níbi kan àwọn tó lọ rẹ́gísà lọ́dọ̀ wọn ṣáwọn òṣèlú látijọ́ yìí nígbà tí kìíní ti ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí ìgbésẹ̀ òun náà gbé mẹ́.
Now we're good to go.
Ó yẹ kí gbogbo àjọ wà lórí fíìdì nínú àwọn tá àgbowó àwọn ń bà fọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n sì ní ọ̀pọ̀ àbí táwọn èèyàn rí gangan I didn't even see their performance at all. It's as if we are just stupid, we don't know what we're doing.
Okay.
But tí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí òun ẹni kí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ kí Sẹ́ríkì tó sọ̀rọ̀ mo mọ̀ pé díẹ̀ ní Sẹ́ríkì á sọ tí ẹ bá fẹ́ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ àbí ẹ fẹ́ mọ̀ àwọn àgbààgbà kan sì wà nínú kára yẹn.
Okay.
Tó yẹ pé wọ́n ń ṣe inside meeting lábẹ́lẹ̀.
Okay.
Àwọn àgbààgbà kan sì wà nínú kára yẹn.
Okay.
Àwọn àgbà yẹn ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn yìí mọ̀ pé àwọn ò lè lọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ Haúsá mo ti sọ láàfin rí. Àwọn ò lè lọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ Haúsá ká máa lọ ṣáyàwó olójoojúmọ́ ká máa rẹ́pọ̀ ọmọ wọn. Àwọn kíní tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ń jẹ́ ta ni òun mo fi hàn yẹn. Ẹni tó ń gé lórí ẹni tó ń dúnú gbogbo abúlé tó ń finá sí ṣé wọ́n bí Yorùbá kan dákó lọ ṣerú ẹ̀ náà ti. Tí ò bá yẹ pé mi ti súnmọ́ ọlọ́pàá mo súnmọ́ ọlọ́pàá ni àti pé mo rí polóyè ìlú ni mí ni mo ṣe ń kọ̀tún ara mi ohun tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú òkú tẹ́ni ti ń rí láti jẹ lò á ti sọ́ọ̀dà torí tí nǹkan kan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Fúlàní kan nísìn orúkọ mi ò dá Àbújá ìjọ ẹni wọn ò gbọ́ ìjọ mo ti ṣe fún Fúlàní wọn ò gbọ́ o kàn ní kọ́lọ́pàá máa wá mi o ìjọ tí n bá tó bá dé pé owó bá di pé àwọn náà bá ṣéǹjì ojú ìgbà yẹn lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ gbogbo ọwọ́ agbára tí wọ́n lè fi prọfẹ̀tì tiẹ̀ tó òfin ní dá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn mọ́ ni wọ́n máa ṣe. So eléyìí ìjókòó tẹ ń pè ní ìjókòó àlàáfíà yìí. Ìjókòó àlàáfíà
mo like alàgbà yìí. Ó dé eléyìí ò ń jẹ́ ìjókòó àlàáfíà o.
Wọ́n ń bá àwọn ọmọ wa fà á gángan. Ẹ pé ọjà ọ̀dàn ṣáìdì.
Ọjà ọ̀dàn àwọn tèmi wà bẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí tó ń wù mí lọ́jà ọ̀dàn.
Ẹ béèrè pé kí ló
ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ìgbòho.
Ẹ pé Gánládé lọ. Ẹ pé kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Ẹ pé Ìgbòho. Pé kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n pe fóònù kan sì kí n gbé sí spíkà àwọn náà wà lọ́hùn. Ọ̀dọ̀ yín sì kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọ́n á sọ̀rọ̀ fún mi. So èmi ò lọ́rọ̀ púpọ̀ o. Tí àwọn Sẹ́ríkì torí bí.
So a ti gbọ́ arákùnrin yẹn, now we play the anthem because a ti jẹun. Mo kí gbogbo ìmọ̀ òpẹ́ iná ti jẹun. God bless United Kingdom. Mo ń gbọ́ pé God bless Germany. Mo ì tí gbọ́ God bless Nigeria. Anybody there? Anybody at home? Who is at home? God bless which country? Èèyàn kan ní God bless Libya. Libya. Ṣé Libya ní government? 13 years Libya ò ní government. Èèyàn kan ní no, God bless Yoruba nation ni o. Àrà ọmọ Nàìjíríà lè ní. Where are Nigerians? Una no talk. Should God bless Nigeria You can put it there. Let's start with this, and then we go into the program. Maybe I should first start with this to wind you up.
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses are struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand. The hardship. You face. I wish there were other ways.
But there is no other way.
But there's not.
There is not. Somebody say, God bless Canada. Let's watch and listen to this first. Bọ́sí ipò àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo adúláwọ̀ àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo adúláwọ̀. And we go straight into a good morning. And once again, welcome to, it's been a while we've done our lecture here in the kitchen where we educate. We are not tribal bigots. We are proud nationalists. Proud Omo Yoruba, just like the English are proud to be English, just like the Scottish, the Germans, the Australians, the New Zealanders, the Americans. We are proud Yorubas, and we should not allow anybody to pull us down. We are going to go into the program, and I'm asking again. Professor Adebanji Akintoye spoke to me yesterday, and he actually asked me to say to Yoruba people or to Nigerians. I actually wrote it down. I wrote it down exactly how he said it. Nigeria has dragged our people into poverty. Do you accept that? Or should we just say, Koiki, that is a lie? Stop lying. Stop lying, Koiki. Nigeria has not dragged our people down. What is your take? I'm going to speak in English and I'm going to speak in Yoruba because I am speaking to international audience. The reason why we speak English is not because we want to let the Biafra hear what we are saying. It's not because we want to hear Hausa people. We want those around the world to have sympathy for Nigerians or the indigenous people that have been locked together in what is called Nigeria today. Because some people don't know what is going on in Nigeria. So don't think that we speak English so that we can satisfy a particular section around the world. No. Why we speak English is because English is one of the communication language around the world. Not literally the only language. We have people that speak Arab. We have people that are Israelis. They don't speak English. I saw Joe Biden with the Chinese premier, and they had an interpreter or interpreter. The lady was there, and you saw the Chinese premier telling Joe Biden to come and look at his vehicle, the one that he travels with. These guys don't go around without moving with their own private vehicle, just like America president will never travel without his own beast. So, Teba video Yelano, you will see that the guy doesn't speak any jack shit English. So, English is not the mode of communication around the world. I'm talking about the Chinese leader, Xi Jinping, on the United States to not scheme to suppress or contain China. Xi Jinping is a Chinese politician that speaks jack shit, nothing called English. It moves with an interpreter. And you can see the lady going right there, moving very close, moving like that, moving like that. And anytime Joe Biden says something, this is what he's saying. So, but because we are communicating with the world, I am asking again, this beautiful Friday morning, the weather is not too bad. It's not as cold as Canada. My question to Nigerians is, as poverty in Nigeria, what is the way out? Sometimes people come and tell me that it is a global thing. Koiki, shut up. Are you not facing the same situation? But right now, as I speak to you, my worms inside this stomach have had breakfast, which is one of the most important meals that we are told to eat by the doctors. Kule bakers. Whether I see you, I don't see you, I send my greetings to you all the time. If you too, you won't do like Kule bakers, you can go on the backup channel. That backup channel, you can say, Koiki, make a dash you something for free. It is voluntary. So Kule bakers, just like few people in the last 2 days, have just sent us a super chat. I haven't received one for a very long time. So when I receive it now, I should be excited. Yes, Channels television is monetized. Al Jazeera is funded by the Qatar government. So when our people give us donation, we must also say thank you, especially for a platform like mine that they pulled down my channel, and for 8 months, we couldn't make money out of the YouTube since April. Even if I was making $1,000, imagine we've lost $1,000 every month, even if that was what I was making. So thank you so much, Kunle Baker. Tell you about it, and you don't know how to do that, just go on WD76, and I just say take. Now, let's come back to the reality. I am not here to bring down Nigerian. I can't be coming here and say, no, look, all this one we are just do is part of content. If you mean that they do content. I love a guy in Nigeria. He's a colo. His content and skit is very good, but very, very risky. If I wanted to be doing content, good. Look, I have plenty things to make as content right in my kitchen, and I will be making so much money on the YouTube. But that is not what I'm for. What I'm for is humanity and why people should continue to struggle. So let's even agree that the current situation around the world is a global thing. Let's agree that it's a global thing. You know, we are strong. But right now, as I speak to you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are just less than probably 10 pounds. So when the children come back from school and it's a weekend, they might decide maybe we go for mango. Maybe we go for bread. Oh, there's another bread called sliced bread. There's another one called Bigo. And there's another one called brooch. Or maybe I go for banana. How many Nigerians today in their home have exactly what I have? So if it's a global thing, that means we want our government, President Bola Tinubu, we are calling him to make sure that Nigerians do not go hunger every day for the next 4 years. That is his responsibility. Ishe Bola Tinubu, don't come and tell us it's a global thing. It's a global thing, but every household outside, even in Turkey, the inflation in Turkey is about almost 68%. The lira is going down every day. Turkey. But do you know what? Those in Turkey can still eat 3 square meals every blessed day. Because why? Because there was a revolution where one of their leaders called Kemal Atatürk fought very hard. Kemal, 1 minute. Kemal Atatürk. Kemal Atatürk, I've told you that Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, in 1950, he fought to make sure that Turkey today is revolutionized in terms of industrialization. That's what I want to say. They are producing so much that me and you, the only way we can make money now, especially our brothers from the southeast, they're for Turkey. You know what they are doing? They are importing garments and bring it down to Nigeria. We could have turned Aba into the smallest China if we are a serious country. Aba should be producing everything that we need in Nigeria, but they are not being supported. And moreover, we don't like the Igbo people, so we are not going to buy their shoe. Bomb bastard. But you will go to Turkey and buy the same quantity, the same content that Aba people can produce. It's all about the technology. So when we are out here, we are talking, we are not here to pull down Nigerians. We are talking to your politicians that have refused to accept the fact that Nigerians are struggling on a daily basis. In the last 24 years, nothing has changed. It's not about Bola Tinubu alone. It's about what has taken place in that shit-hole country, a messed up country, where the average Nigerian today will le jonje metamo. And you ask yourself, She Asheledu ni? And let me remind you, it doesn't take long before a true leader can start telling the truth. Tinubu is not a true leader. I say it and I stand with it. Because Tinubu refused to call terrorists a terrorist. There's nothing like bandit. America called them terrorists. UK called them terrorists. Why is the President Bola Tinubu telling us that these are still bandits? There's nothing called bandit. And I'm going to take you to one of the states in Nigeria today. Some of you, because it doesn't concern you, but because it concerns me, and I feel the pain of murders. The Daily Trust, where I'm going to read this article from, you should feel the pain that we are feeling as well in the Southwest. For those even in the North are feeling the same pain. What is called banditry? Why does the federal government continue to tell the media in Nigeria to call people that are terrorists banditry? There's nothing called banditry. So let me go in just the way the article and the headline says. Once again, thank you so much, Kule Bakers. My name is Olami KOIKIMEDIA. My name is the last man standing for this Yoruba nation. Go and find a job. Bomb bastard. I don't need any other job. I have worked 3 jobs in this country continuously for more than 15 years. Bomb bastard. Go and find a which job. Even the British people, some of them know they work. I'm bossy. I don't get paid by the government anyway. The government doesn't pay me because I am not entitled to public recourse. I am not entitled. If you don't know what that is, go and check on Google. Idiot. Damn, say this one don't get job. I don't need a job anymore. I am more than okay with what I'm doing for now. Banditry. How a mother, a biamo, a newborn baby were burnt alive in Sokoto State. We should keep one Nigeria. Can we burn down a mother and a baby, a newborn baby in this country? You have to go on fire. But in Nigeria, you're bomb bastard. Your politician tells you to come and attack people like us. When terrorists is burning down a mother in Sokoto State and a newborn baby, they were born alive. And some of you don't even know what is going on in Nigeria. I pity your life. Nigeria will take you down. It's just a matter of time. Let's go into it. A mother and his newborn baby were burnt alive in Sokoto State. And those of you that are not from Nigeria, if you're watching me from other African countries or you're watching me from around the world, Sokoto State is one of the northern states in Nigeria also practicing Sharia. I'm just have to put that so that those that are from probably another country, maybe from Jamaica, Cuba, they don't know what it's all about in Nigeria, but they're following what we are saying. I'm asking, can we burn down a mother and a newborn baby in Germany? Can we burn down a mother and a newborn baby in Cuba? Can we burn it down in Japan? Can we burn it down in South Korea? Why then is happening in Nigeria? We should keep one Nigeria. Can we burn down a mother and a newborn baby alive in this part of the European country? We have 27 European countries. Can you do that? What do you think would have happened if such happened in that part of the world? But it is Nigeria now. we are not human beings. Pig in the world. Are we not human beings? So we should keep quiet. We should not stop. Because you want to save Nigeria, you're a bomb bastard. A mother identified as Sharifa Norma alongside her newborn twin daughters were recently burned to death in Sokoto State. You heard that? Burned to death. They did not survive. Ah, my show. We are in a big problem. But many people do not know that. 10:15. We work with time in this country because I got to be on the Star Radio at 11 o'clock. That's why I'm looking at the time. We are in a big problem. How do we solve all this issue? Should we continue with Nigeria and then say, give us regional government so that we can defend our own territory? If they want to bomb people down on the other side, maybe it should happen, maybe not in this other side here. Or should we remain in Nigerians and you will be the next target? Tó bá gbọ́ ìbò tí mo sọ látẹ̀kan, arábìnrin kan ní Sokoto State, òun àti twin daughters tó ṣẹ̀ bí ọmọ kókó wọ́n sun wọ́n láàyè. What kind of injustice is that? And United Nations is there. Humanitarian blah, blah, blah is there. America is there. Pope is there. UK is there. America is there. Japan is there. And everybody kept quiet. It's just a normal thing. You know, they are black people. Let them kill themselves. As long as you don't bring it to their own clothes, to their own doorstep. If you like, burn yourself. If you like, kill yourself. That is because we are black people. You know, they look at us as animals. And some of us are saying, this is not fair. This is totally not fair. I was looking at the police apologizing. This is today's newspaper, Metro newspaper. And it says, and I quote, we failed to protect this woman that was stabbed by one lunatic man. That man don't die as well. The police are now taking responsibility. They are taking responsibility for failing to protect this our beautiful Onyibo. We failed stalk murder victim. Let me quickly read this to you. Bag of weapons clue were missed by the police. What did Jegbe say? A senior officer has admitted police let down a woman stabbed to death. Bastard. Police is apologizing for the death of this woman. Who is going to be apologizing for the death of that woman that was burnt alive in Sokoto State? Bomb bastards. Keep Nigeria. He's going to kill you one day. A senior police officer has now admitted that the police let down a woman that was stabbed to death by a stalker. There are some crazy people. They will stalk you, sometimes for money, sometimes for pleasure. But a stalker eventually killed this woman. She could have been alive if the police have done the needful. Police is Who will take responsibility for the death of Sharifa Norma that was burnt alive, not killed? She was burnt alive with a baby in Nigeria. Bomb bastard. Come and tell us, that Nigeria is working. Olori Buruku TikTok, only your life access has been removed. Oh, fake with him on soye. Bomb bastard. Oloshini TikTok. I don't care. We leave that for now. One more thing also. You think this technology doesn't know when we are swearing? One more. TikTok just remove our video. You see the hypocrisy that is going on? When we are ready, we will do the needful. Let's continue. This young girl, she's not even 30 years old. She's only 23 years old. Her name is Grace Spink. 23, was murdered as she tended for her horse at the stable. Ẹni tó ń tọ́jú aṣọ ni. Ẹni tó ń tọ́jú ẹṣin, not aṣọ. Eléyìí ṣẹlẹ̀ ní UK. Ọlọ́pàá ti admit. Ta ló máa admit for the death of that woman in Sokoto State? Ta ló máa admit fún? Who is going to admit? Nobody is going to admit because Nigeria is a bomb bastard country. And everybody just move on as if nothing has happened. Everybody moves on. It's just the normal thing. We are too many now. And when we are too many, it doesn't matter how many people die in the process. It doesn't matter how many people die in the process, but the question is this how we're going to continue in that fake country you call Nigeria? Is this how we're going to continue to live in denial? Knowing fully well that it should not be like this, but some of you are saying, Koiki, should be one point or not in the UK. Yeah, I know. I just told you that. I've just given you evidence of a police failure to stop somebody that should still be alive. She's only 23 years old. That means her life is still big, but the life was taken away from her by a stalker. Let's go back to Sokoto State. Lori Buruku on TikTok. Let's continue. A mother, again identified as Sherifa Norma, alongside her newborn twin daughters, were recently burned to death in Sokoto State. Koiki, I think we should be using our own platform instead of, well, if I'm going to use my platform like the Biafra are doing, it's going to cost us a lot of money. Money media on Shen, cheap. It is easy for people to come and say that, but people are not funding it. You're not funding the media. I can come out of all this social media and I'll be streaming from my own website, and that will be the only place that Malo will me. But it's going to cost us a lot of money. So we just manage what we have. According to the source, the woman put to bed at home around 2:30 a.m. on Tuesday. After losing too much blood, her family decided to take her to the hospital for possible blood infusion, the source said. Their vehicle was to have rammed into a roadblock by bandits. A woman that just gave birth, losing so much blood. They are now taking her to the hospital. And then the vehicle that she was in ran into a roadblock erected by bandits along Ruwa Wuri Bugawa Road in Tagaza local government area of Sokoto State. And Nigerians don't care, as long as it doesn't reach them. That woman died in Sokoto State. I mean, it is not even a roadblock by the military. This is a roadblock by when I say bandit, what do they mean by bandit? This happened in Sokoto State less than 72 hours ago. I know some of you don't probably understand how some of us feel when we get this kind of news. It is so painful. That's why we have been using phone. So we deal with one at a time. I think I should open a GoFundMe where all the money will just come in bulk. Easy for me to. Because sometimes people say take 20 pounds, but me 20 pounds I got to bank on me. So probably maybe I will look into having my own GoFundMe where we can know that the money will be there. I will pull it out and I'll do whatever I want to do. That will be in the new year. We're going to have to do something different in the new year, God's willing. So Christmas, if it is, so let people spend money to support their loved ones. And hopefully from January, we can start raising serious funds to help this platform. Especially if you want this platform to survive for how long it takes. Because I think about Yoruba Nation, sorry. We don't know because we should have stopped it before the election, but Bomb Bastard said election fellowship. I hope you are not going to come out and say Etufelo Dibo the 2027. So the question I'm asking this morning, the bandits, I don't know why they use the word bandit, but I'm just going with what the paper is saying. And this is Daily Trust. It says the bandit opened fire on the vehicle and the driver lost control. Ètò ẹ̀kọ́ bímọ hospital ká tẹ̀ sọ pé ó tún wá bímọ sílé náà. Kò sí nurse, kò sí tọ́jú. Ó tún wá fẹ́ gbé lọ hospital. Ó tún wá lọ pàdé àgbákò lójú títì. Tó ń pè ní terrorist, àwọn ń pè ní bandit. The bandit opened fire on the vehicle and the driver lost control, after which the vehicle hit the tree and burst into flame, and the mother and the children died. And to people, it means nothing. I mean, Koiki, and then so what, We're 200 million. That's just -1. Huh? What kind of wicked word is this? I saw this yesterday. I wanted to come out last night, but I was just, sometimes, you're tired and I mukolosi bed. Ọlọ́run yìí máa tóbi lọ́ba o. Kábíyèsí Elédùmarè. Mo ń try láti picture, okay, èèyàn bímọ sínú ilé, mo wá fẹ́ gbé sáré lọ sí hospital. Àwọn terrorists wá wà níbẹ̀ yẹn. Òkú kan ló ń gbé lọ yìí, Ọlọ́run foríjì, Ọlọ́run tẹ̀sáfẹ́fẹ́ rí. Òkú kan ló ń gbé lọ yẹn nísìnyí. A máa kú. Àkànbẹ Ọlọ́run pé kó fún wa lẹ́mìí gbogbo. By 200 years, gbogbo àwọn táwa ní platform yìí, we are dead, gone. In another 200 years. But people will remember what we have done to make sure that we pull out from that contraction country you call Nigeria. Because that is no longer a country. Òkú kan ló ń gbé lọ yẹn nísìn. Kọ́lọ́run foríjì. Múlẹ̀ àbíamọ. What the fuck? Ẹni tó lóyún 9 months. Oyún lásán gan kíyàn tó gbé sára ó difficult. Ó tún wá bímọ yẹn. Kò sí tọ́jú lọ́spítù. Kò sí government. Wọ́n wá ní kó rọ́ṣẹ̀ lọ sí hospital bóyá wọ́n sì lè wọ́n lè rí nǹkan kan ṣe sí. Wọ́n tún wá ń lọ, wọ́n wá pàdé àwọn tó ń pè ní terrorist, àwọn Boko Haram, àwọn ISIS, àwọn ISWAP, àwọn government wá ní káwa máa pè wọ́n ní bandit. This is what happened in Sokoto State. Driver, I mean, definitely, nígbà tó ń ṣe pé wọ́n ṣe film, and the driver, driver lost control. The vehicle rammed into the tree, burst into the flame, and the mother and the children died. And to some people, I don't know how you are feeling, but I know I'm feeling. That country is gone. 28 minutes past 10 a.m. Today's Friday, 17th of November, 2023. The bandits opened fire on the vehicle. The driver lost control, after which the vehicle hit a tree and burst into the flame. I mean, Anka novel, but this is what happened. This is reality. This is not a makeup. This happened in Sokoto State. The driver, the mother, and one of the twin sisters were burnt to death. A resident of the community, simply identified as Kabiru, noted that other passengers, including the other twin sister, escaped with injuries and were currently receiving treatment in the hospital. When contacted, spokesman for the Sokoto Police Command, ASP Ahmed Rufai, said he could not confirm the incident as he has not been briefed. All right, let's pull out of that one and then come back to just the last few minutes. I'm asking again. Babaki Toye said I should ask Yoruba people, is Nigeria dragging our people into poverty? Yes or no? Somebody even say 200K. By 100 years, we're all gone. I probably put 200 because, so that it makes us feel good that we will be alive for a very long time. But everybody knows that a Miton Loton boy only stopover. Stopover is like money, but I'm belong pay stopover to man impact and all that. But that stopover woman here was a very, very bad stopover. It should not happen in a country that has vast amount of resources, that has vast amount of human talent, that have vast amount of people that would have been ready to save that woman if they were in the right place and given the right opportunity. But unfortunately, that never happened. I'm asking the Yoruba people and Nigerians again this morning, is Nigeria dragging us back? Ǹjẹ́ ìlú tó à ń pè ní Federal Republic of Nigeria, ṣé ó ń pull wá sẹ́yìn ni àbí àjọ ń tì síwájú? I mean, we see our governor saying they are doing this, they are bringing investors, they are trying their best, but they are not giving us precisely how much longer it's going to take. Ambode was a governor, he tried his best, he did whatever he could do to make sure that Lagos was still surviving. Fashola tried his best, we saw the best he did, Sanwo-Olu is doing the same thing, but they are all doing this thing inside what we call one Nigeria. And the rest goes to other states as well. Amosun did his own, he's gone. Benga Daniel told us we should go back to farming. Farm, because farming is the only solution so that we can survive. And what Benga Daniel wants us to do is to go back to farm so that we can be able to provide sufficient food for ourselves. And what is the sufficient food? Rice. This is rice. This is what Benga Daniel is asking us to go and do. Although I put down. You see, that is the rice. That is what Benga Daniel said we should go back to do so that we can be able to have enough production of rice. But is that possible in a country where terrorists are operating Libububa? Can we produce rice in a country where terrorists is operating? How much more time do we need to rectify and fix Nigeria? Àsìkò mélòó la ṣì need? How much more do we need? Another 30 years? Maybe we should stay another 30 years in Nigeria? What do you think? How much more time do I need? How much more time do we need? How much more time? How much more time do we need? As Nigeria dragged us back to the extent that we are now either going to survive or something must be done. What do we need to do? Kí la ní láti ṣe? I understand those of you that are in love with this administration for whatever reason. It is your right, like I always say. We can't stop that. But how much more la need láti sọ fún government pé something needs to be done quickly, at least so that our people can survive. Ebi ń pa àwọn èèyàn. Ṣé eyín àbí kí ló máa ń pè ní Yorùbá? Ó ti wọlé Yorùbá. I mean, we are not talking about people going to the farm now. We're talking about businesses collapsing almost every day. They don't have access to loan. They don't have access to support from the government. I mean, we are talking about people that are making a little bit some 8 years ago and want to fall into the trap of poverty. Is it a global thing? Is this a global thing so that we can just say, Koiki, global thing, and so kill on stress area phone problem one all over the world, just like I always love to use my mouth. Should we just accept that it's a global thing? So why are we concerned? Why are we worried? I'm asking us again. Should we just accept that Nigeria is okay? It's just going through turbulence and it will be fixed. And one day everything will be fine. Nigerians, you must hold your politicians accountable for whatever you're going through right now. That's all I can say. You must hold them accountable. I'm not going to tell you more than that. You want me to start telling you what you have to go and do? I'm not going to tell you. Whether you have a girlfriend or you don't have a girlfriend, as long as you are 16 years old in this country, you are an adult. And an adult must know the difference between good and bad. If Nigeria is good to you, don't do anything. Just let it continue to roll. If Nigeria is bad to you, hold your politicians accountable. And hold you accountable. That's all I'm going to say. Because we have said so much prior before the election. I was told that I wanted to bring war into Nigeria. And today, the food hunger, the war has now entered Nigeria. From the hunger, from the north downwards, something needs to be done. Whatever needs to be done, Nigerians will have to decide that themselves. I cannot decide for you anymore. Our own is that we have said it. Self-determination is the only option on the table. We can have a dissolution of this union in a very peaceful way without bloodshed. Everyone can go their separate ways and we can wind down and we can still take time, even 6 years, 4 years after the dissolution of Nigeria, to work out the modality of things surrounding us, from immigration to border controls and all that. We can do that peacefully. Where Yoruba goes on one, the other goes their separate ways. But our politicians are now on Febe. But people are hungry. The businesses are not going. People don't have jobs. People cannot have good health care. There's no security. And you're waiting for the international community to continue to tell you lies. I picked up another article quickly before I go this morning by the KOIKIMEDIA team, because I have to join the Star Radio UK, and I would like to put this down so that we can start afresh. So that, especially because I don't want you all. Emefiele on his way to Kuje Coronation Center again. Good luck to him. And this is part of what we are saying. Do we have rule of law in Nigeria? Thank you so much, those of you on Twitter. Those of you on the MixLR, I say shout out to you. Ogumola Abiodun, so ikuti pa Nigeria already. It shall not be well with Nigeria. Allow Babani, God punish Nigeria and the leaders. Good morning to you all. MixLR is a place that you can watch, you can listen. This is what African Confidential throw in quickly before I move further. I'm sure you all know the guy, African Confidential. He's always with us on YouTube, but he's on Twitter. Okay, seems that we might not be going on Star Radio. Let me see what my producer want to say. Yes, boss. I'm very good, sir. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're great. Okay. Finish it. All right, that's fine, no problem. God's willing. All right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, boss. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, so we will go a little bit extra. The Star Radio UK stream really. Share YouTube land of I think okay, YouTube. It might be not our YouTube. I'm gonna refresh because Imole okay. So let me come back. Let's go live again. Resume. Imole, I wish to be crossing it over to my page. Okay, to back with me, Omani Lati Fumini access the page just like Aluka Noshishi Pelumi. And like I always say, you guys are free to use my video. I don't have a problem with that. I've said that 3 years ago. So to back Fumini access the page, to back go live, it means send the cross posting here. But only Lati Fun KOIKIMEDIA and access the page. Not Koiki Oduduwa, it has to be the KOIKIMEDIA. Only program. So we probably have extra time, because Star Radio, any problem with console. And this is what we say all the time. The problem come back, they battle fix it. Because until I keep me funny thing, TikTok, the band the 24th. I don't think they like what I'm saying. You can see I'm a lot bossy. I'm on TikTok. When I'm on the stream, can you come here? I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm still streaming on 8 different channels. So Instagram, 1, 2, 3 Facebook. Even I'm live on Twitter. So TikTok, thank you so much. You're not think about body. So maybe to bash it on. So to send the request sorry Koiki Odudua àbí KOIKIMEDIA. No Koiki Odudua pe méjì. Kò ṣe ètèmi àti olóyè wà nú ẹ the other one tó lóyè dádúró àbí KOIKIMEDIA. And I can always send a cross post to you when I go live, like I'm doing right now. And kudos to those of our media team. Inya. Okay, she gonna hear me great solution to fermentation. The bashing got me lórí YouTube I came more because I received a call earlier. So, kin mo fẹ́ fàyọ̀ ńbẹ̀ kó tó di pé mo ka the article of African Confidential. I'm asking again, mo fẹ́ lọ, and please follow us on KOIKIMEDIA on Twitter. Please, a follower so that you can catch up with what is happening. And this is Simon Ekpa as well, 25 minutes ago. They refused to report about Biafra because the governor discovered this atrocity against Biafra people. They pretend not to be aware. Al Jazeera report Konjadi near Abia State. They found about almost 80 orí àwọn èèyàn táwọn terrorists yẹn ti pa àwọn tó lè sanwó. No, ṣé bá ṣe máa bá lọ náà lélẹ̀. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Adémọ́lá sọ pé Nigeria is not meant to unite. The earlier, the better. Ṣé ká open phone line gbàtà kúkú lọ sí studio mọ́. Yes, we can hear you. Okay, ṣé gan ni. Because tí bá gba call, sometimes ó máa ń seize the audio yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ kí sáré ka kíní, since that we are not going on the studio, bí a kì í gbé chair kébì náà jókòó díẹ̀. Àwọn adé ìdájọ́ àǹsọ̀ ló máa ń sọ pé a bá ti jókòó, àwọn ò bọ̀ ẹ kébì náà jókòó. So kébì náà jẹ́ kí ẹsẹ̀ mi kó relax díẹ̀. Àkókò máa pè é èyí lè ní jájọ wà nínú ẹ̀. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to sit down so that kí gbogbo àkájọ and they support the platform. You need a lot of money. We should send the ẹrù tí mo send the Silesa mommy. It's a lot of ẹrù. It's going to cost me almost 170,000. MRE difference KOIKIMEDIA very soon. Because àwọn ọmọ yẹn wọn náà wọn kankan fún wa láti ṣiṣẹ́. So I think I should lose the kíní. I think I should be charging this iPad. I think so. If not, so let's go. While I'm doing all this, what I'm going to do, enter Walori Olayomi Koiki, ẹ jẹ́ kí n lo phone ilé, ká fi swap around, kí n lè máa play one or two things behind the scene. So, for a few minutes, enter Walori Olayomi Koiki. I'm going to stop that, but I must start with TikTok. Kúkú ti gbé broadcast wọn lọ. TikTok ti gbé broadcast wọn lọ, so wọ́n ní mo lè stream lórí TikTok until 24th of November, èní ní 17. Àti use mọ́ yẹn. Facebook gan máa ń gbé lọ lẹ́ǹkankan. Though I try, àárọ̀ ṣé TikTok náà gbọ́ Yorùbá ni? Tó gbogbo tí mo sọ ibi Yorùbá mo fi ń sọ. Ọ̀rọ̀ TikTok yóò yé mi. So I'm going to come back in just about a few minutes and tell Walori Olayomi Koiki because I want to set up mo ní láti charge iPad. So ẹ jẹ́ ká máa play nǹkankan. I will open the phone line. And tó bá fẹ́ pè gbogbo iná lẹ́mọ̀ studio number. So bàtà kúkú ti ní time a lọ sí Star Radio mọ́ láàárọ̀ yìí. So tó bá fẹ́ pè wá ẹ ní right láti pè kẹ́pẹ́ kájọ sọ̀rọ̀ so that kájọ sọ̀rọ̀. So while I'm gonna set that, ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ sí play nǹkankan náà. So kí n fi prepare mo ní láti charge ilé if not ó máa kú. Àti ìlọ mighty plantain. Kí ni ká play fún yín nísìn? Èwo ni ká play? Mo ní avoid mo fi máa lo video kankan mọ́ gan sef because I'm having too much problem with my channels. The channels me. I mean I want to set up just like be enter Biafra yẹn tẹ́ pé Simon Ekpa ò lo YouTube mọ́ àwọn media àwọn nìkan ló ń lo YouTube. Yeah, set up the enter Biafra. So I need Yoruba radio náà tẹ́ bá wà aware but it only runs on the short wave. So there's a lot of work going on. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ilé tí màá fi set up mọ́ padà bọ̀.
Oh yes, it's Yoruba Thanksgiving Day, organized by Yoruba UK Central Office. On the 2nd of December 2023, the Yoruba community will be holding a Thanksgiving program where we shall be meeting in person. Yoruba dignitaries, leaders, men and women of substance. This Thanksgiving is not only meant to promote Yoruba unity, harmony, and to speak in one voice, but also to give a worthy of thanks to Almighty for the privilege and opportunity so far. Yoruba Thanksgiving Day scheduled for Saturday, 2nd of December 2023 from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. UK time at Abadasha Asham College, Pips Road site, Pips Road, London, SE14 5SF UK. 135 Pips Road, London, SE14 5SF. Convened and fully supported by Yoruba UK Central Office, KOIKIMEDIA, Bedu Magazine, Dr. Zabi Talk Show, YWC Worldwide, Zamfis FM. Tickets is totally free. Just go to Eventbrite, check for the first Yoruba community in UK, meet and greet Thanksgiving. Click on the link to register yourself and as many as you want to come along with you, free of charge. Please note, our ticket is based on first come, first serve. For more enquiries, sponsor or advert placement, send us an email via ecco@yukgb.org, or you can call or WhatsApp us on 073-671-52852 or 073-940-56266. Also 077-609-86460. Yoruba Thanksgiving Day, bringing unity to the Yoruba nation. Announcer, Yoruba World Media.
So now, I'm not a joke there. So can I continue? So now let me pull this down a little bit. Mofeka Kini African Confidential, but only continue Mofeka officer Kinto Loka here. Our European Union, our team make be sorry KOIKIMEDIA Laro. Yeah, this it. One day, respect for rule of law declining in Nigeria. Should Nigeria any rule of law? I don't think Nigeria has any rule of law. If I'm wrong, please, you can tell me if Nigeria, okay, if we start to late better because we actually, and the line is open and I'll tell you the number again. One want to suspend you, that's TikTok. Live access suspended. You can't go live and join us a guest starting from November 24. What are you with? One bastard. Can you come and me? So let me start the Instagram from here. Till go from there, at them as much. So you can start the Instagram. So more of phone you see left so that I've already over. So let's come from here. Colon Foriji, woman to Kuni Shokoto. It's a very sad situation. It's a very, very sad one. So let's come like now. So now I think I should move forward a little bit. Now let's go first and read what African Confidential said. As someone who somewhat enjoys online banter to an extent, which I will admit, okay, I always itching to engage those spreading anti-Yoruba rhetoric online as much as I could as part of the fight campaign for Yoruba nationalism and self-determination. I was willing to align with a group I thought shared similar interests just because they call themselves Yoruba conservatives and preach self-determination. I don't know Yoruba conservatives, yeah, we got to be very careful with them. You know, we got to be very, very careful with them. And I'm not joking. I want Adeyinka grandson. I'm sure you all know what I mean. So I want Yoruba conservative. So what I was Libra. What then now I gongola magba body. I've heard Adeyinka grandson say that so many times. Where I gongola magba body fully Yoruba. I don't understand what I mean by that anyway. So, but that is just on that. No, ijo Monday I'm pada Frank Atiachi. One kini consult I'm having stream here. Sound kan jáde torí ẹ̀yin ò kí ń gbọ́ láti Star Radio. There's a sound coming out. Àwọn tó bá ń gbọ́ lórí YouTube wa ó ń affect etí àwọn èèyàn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ náà ti check it, so they pull it down. So, but we have another console and it takes a while before they build the console into the software. Into I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So, your Monday, Star Radio UHK will be back. So, Nigeria or Shisha, Edeka pull it down. What he try to repair, but you are in a coma. So, all right, I think let's leave this. Okay, are they okay? So Yoruba, African. Let's finish reading it. I thought I shared similar interests just because they call themselves Yoruba conservative and preach self-determination. Until I realized a little too late that these people were just political tools in the hands of criminal Nigerian politicians and were on a totally different mission. And I'm not joking. National Yoruba National. Most of them are working for Tinubu. They are working for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and they'll be telling you they are Yoruba nationalists and all this nonsense. It's all lies. So we got to be very careful. So let's move away from that anyway. Let's come to the next part. Respect for rule of law declining in Nigeria. Tobanikwe can decline. She ateti rule of law láti jọ́ tí wọ́n ti dá Nigeria sílẹ̀. Because òyìnbó tó gbé Nigeria gan fún wa, wọ́n fún wa ní rule of engagement. What they did was they were smart enough, they moved Nigeria into the hands of the northerners. Because in reality, Baba Olowo Gongole kọ́kọ́ rule Nigeria. In reality, because bá ṣe gbọ́, bá ṣe kà, àwọn north náà wọ́n ti ready láti lọ nígbà tí wọ́n ní kí wọ́n gba independent. North náà wọ́n ti ready. Wọ́n náà wọ́n ti ready. So in táwọn òyìnbó wá ṣe ni pé craftily wọ́n gbé power yẹn wọ́n gbà kúrò lọ́wọ́ south wọ́n dá padà wọ́n gbé fún north. Into them fast setback for a very long time. So we've never had a rule of law. So táwọn òyìnbó ìbá ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé a rule of law is declining in Nigeria. We never had one. Tí bá dẹ̀ wrong, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wà lórí program, tẹ́ bá fẹ́ pè nọ́mbà tẹ́ lè pè sí +44 ìyẹn UK code nìyẹn 74 044059117. Ìyá mi Grace Olúṣọ̀tọ̀, that will be the next week Friday, a whole week. Why stick ẹ̀yẹ máa wọlé fáyẹn ìyá mi. Àwọn tó bá fẹ́ get wá get wá sórí another platform. About stream káàkiri. So ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ gba call. And I want people to call in and even criticize me. If you're not happy with what we are saying, I won't say military dictator in Ibibai. You have the right to keep Nigeria, but we also have the right for self-determination. We have a first caller. An African Confidential doesn't like me talking over my caller, so I'm going to allow the caller to go ahead. Good morning and welcome to the program, sir. 1 minute. Let me increase the volume from here. I can't hear you very well, and we are using speaker. I'm not sure why.
Hello.
Okay, it's a bit better now. Go ahead.
Mr. Goki.
Yes, sir.
I do fún àwọn iṣẹ́ ribiribi tí ẹ ṣe. Ẹ̀rẹ̀ gbàdúrà lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Alálẹ̀ Yorùbá yóò gbè yín o lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
Aṣẹ́dùmarè sà.
Ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi kò ní pọ̀ láàárọ̀ yìí. Because àwọn Yorùbá ló máa ń pòwe kan wọ́n ní bí ọmọdé bá ṣubú ó máa ń wo wájú ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Bí àgbà bá ṣubú ó yẹ kó wẹ̀yìn wò pé kí ló gbé òun ṣubú. Yorùbá nation tí gbogbo wa ń fẹ́ káàdé ń wò a rí pé nǹkan kankan ti ṣẹlẹ̀ a rí pé a ṣubú ó sì yẹ ká wò kó pé kí ló gbé wa ṣubú gangan náà torí pé béèyàn bá ṣubú yẹ kéèyàn mọ̀ yóò tún ti tú ẹrù rẹ̀ dì báwo mo tẹ̀ ti fẹ́ tú ẹrù mi jù kí n lè mú síwájú. A ti rí ìpìlẹ̀ bàtà bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí gbogbo ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń dùn tí gbogbo ẹ̀ ń kó tá a máa gòkè pé láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà a máa gba orílẹ̀-èdè wa.
Okay, ẹ jẹ́ ń dá dúró níbẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ń dá dúró bẹ̀ dáadé má bínú pé mo dá dúró because mo pàdé ẹ̀gbọ́n mi kan mo ní dárúkọ wọn ẹni tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ dáadáa ni tí bá dárúkọ wọn lórí àwọn program wa tí a máa ń ṣe. Wọ́n ní it was a false narrative tá a kọ́kọ́ ti gbé síta pé a máa gbà bígbà tẹ́ pa fẹ́ gbà lọ́la. I was challenged on this only on Monday. Ṣé Monday ni mo jáde? Yeah, Monday. The information pé a jáde pé Yorùbá nation nígbà tẹ́ pé máa wáyé ní ìjọ́ kejì. But in reality, pé irọ́ ni pé kò ní wáyé ní ìjọ́ kejì. So mo kàn point reference sí nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ bọ̀ nísìn. ṣé màá dẹ̀ jẹ́ continue ẹ go ahead.
àwọn ọmọ ògbó kì í pé kì í ṣe ijọ́ kejì àbí ijọ́ kẹta la máa gbọ́ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. àwọn mọ̀ pé alúta continue ni. because a lè sọ fáwọn èèyàn bókè pé nígbà kíákíá tá a bá sọ pé wọ́n béèrè pé ńgbà wo wà ní. bẹ́ẹ̀ nígbà tí ìjà yẹn bá ń lọ.
ẹ mọ̀ pé the word Yorùbá nation now tá à ń pariwo yẹn àwọn kan rò pé it's going to happen just like now nísinsìnyí.
òkè lè rí báyẹn láíláí kò gbọdọ̀ rí báyẹn láíláí because kò sí bá tilé fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation tá à ní jókòó ní on round table pẹ̀lú àwọn tá a jọ sọ wọn papọ̀ a gbọdọ̀ jókòó papọ̀.
mo like ibẹ̀ now tó bá wá jẹ́ pé ẹni sọ̀rọ̀ dáàdì because mo fẹ́ kó ẹ bí interactive kó lè yá àwọn èèyàn ẹ wá mo sì máa fún yín láyè kẹsàn-án tẹ́fẹ́ sọ̀sà tẹ́ ẹ bá ti kánjú ẹ̀mí ò kánjú ẹ̀mí kémi òkúkú níṣẹ́ inú ayé bàbá mi pé tó bá jẹ́ pé diplomacy ni route ẹ̀ ń sọ yẹn àbí but tó bá yẹ pé the other way round tó yẹ pé a fẹ́ lo pressure but ká má go too much nípa elaborating nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ àbí tó ní ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣe mọ̀ pé probability wà pé ọ̀nà á ti fẹ́ jáde tó bá yẹ pé a lọ ní the other way round a ní láti elaborate ó ti yé gbogbo èèyàn a ní láti máa ṣàlàyé fáwọn èèyàn pé báyìí àbọ̀rọ̀ tí mo sọ yé yín sí ṣe agree pẹ̀lú yẹn sà.
mo agree pẹ̀lú ọjà mo agree dáadáa.
ok mo ń gbádùn yín sà.
mo agree dáadáa because tí a bá fojú inú wò dáadáa nípa gòkè pé a ti ẹ̀fẹ́ lọ ọ̀dọ̀ àfẹ́ wá online table àfẹ́ jókòó bá a bá jà títí á sì tún jọ jókòó náà ni.
which is a normal thing because even gan ní mẹ́ẹ̀mà bí ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ dádì àwọn junta tó ń pera wọn ní àwọn bíi àwọn náà mọ̀ ọmọ tó ń jà fún wọn dẹ̀bọ̀dẹ̀ fighting for ìjà burúkú ń lọ níbẹ̀ yẹn gidi gan between the government of Myanmar and the junta àwọn wọn para wọn gidi ni o ìjà gidi ni o and they are still trying to come into the round table so kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe Yorùbá nation tí à ní wá sórí round table but nǹkan kan gbọ́dọ̀ force round table discussion wa which is why some of us were pushing for certain things but àwọn bàbá yẹn ní no ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ka lọ ní route yẹn ẹ jẹ́ ká sì wò bóyá a lè bá wọn political elite wa sọ̀rọ̀ a lè bá wọn bá sọ̀rọ̀ maybe wàá gbọ́ nǹkan tá à ń sọ but àwọn ò fẹ́ gbọ́ because there is another agenda which is Tinubu agenda ẹ gbọ́ ààrẹ mo gbádùn yín dáadé.
Mr. Koiki
sá
sọ àwọn àṣírí kan fún yín
mo ń gbọ́ sá.
kò sí ọ̀nà rẹ̀ àwọn olówó wa àwọn elite wa àwọn ọba wa àtàwọn olóṣèlú wa láyé wọn lè gbà kí Nàìjíríà ò pé láyé ẹ̀kọ́ lè tí mo sọ fún yín.
so ọ̀nà wo la lè gbà láti convince wọn sà.
kí ni mo fẹ́ sọ.
because mo fẹ́ káwọn olówó wa tẹ̀lé wa mo fẹ́ káwọn olówó gidi tẹ̀lé wa ọ̀nà wo la máa gbà tó máa fi tẹ̀lé wa irú àwọn Fẹ́mi Ọ̀tẹ́dọ́lá irú Aliko Dangote kí ni tó ní Glo yẹn àti gbogbo wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
kí ni mo rí àṣírí kan ní ìjẹta.
mo ń gbọ́ sà.
mo wò lórí mo rí ọba Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ àwọn Yíbò àti àwọn nọ́fìnà kan ló ń fún lóyè ó ń gbé òye fún wọn ó ń fún wọn ní amúlùdún ó ń fún wọn lórúkọ òye kan tí ń fún wọn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn pípù yìí kì í ṣe pé wọn ò gbédè wa o. pé àwọn ta òye yẹn fún wọn mo wá jókòó mo wá wò pé sáwọn tí a sọ fún wa wípé òkè pé àwọn tí wọ́n sọ fún Yorùbá nation pé Yorùbá ṣe láyé wọn ò ní bẹ́ẹ̀ wò because wọ́n mọ mùdòmódò tí wọ́n ń jẹ nínú rẹ̀. wọ́n ti mọ̀ lókè pé àwọn dandan ni abọ́bakú fún wa àwọn ni wọ́n ń pè lábọ́bakú àwọn abọ́bakú yìí àwọn ni wọ́n ń jẹ mùdòmódò lẹ́yìn ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nǹkan tó yẹ kí wọ́n máa pín fún gbogbo èèyàn ọwọ́ wọn ní bọ́ sí àkọ́kọ́ nìyẹn. tá a bá wà àwọn olóṣèlú wa ẹ mọye vote kínní tí wọ́n ń gbà báwo ló kọ tí wọ́n owó
security vote
tí wọ́n pín láàrin ọ̀rọ̀ wọn ò nígbà yẹn àwọn olówó wa wọ́n lówó wọ́n ti ní investors tí wọ́n ti ṣe ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ yẹn ìjẹ́ mi ń sọ ní gbogbo képe tí mo fẹ́ ká mọ̀ lónìí pé àwọn ọmọ tálíkà àwa la gbọ́dọ̀ dìde.
bọ̀ ọmọ tálíkà ò fẹ́ dìde nísìnyí dáàdì kílà ìwé gbogbo àjọ ń tẹ̀lé program yìí ni àwọn tálíkà gangan ló ń sọ fún wa pé àwọn ò lè dìde pé because àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ní reason tá a ṣe láti kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà.
ìyà ò tí ì jọ ọmọ tálíkà yẹn dáadáa ni ìyà yẹn tẹ̀sẹ̀ ń bọ̀ ní.
ìyà yẹn ò tí ì jẹ wọn dáadáa athletic ní o click now.
ìyà yẹn ò tí ì jẹ ní o.
mo kí Mr. Peter divide and rule bẹ́ẹ̀ ni divide and rule àwọn olóṣèlú lò fún wa.
wọn ò bá dìde tí ọmọ tádìkọ̀ bá dìde wípé àwọn fẹ́ gbára àwọn lẹ̀ kò sẹ́nìkan tó lè gbà wọ́n.
ẹbí tá problem tá a ní nísìnyí nìyẹn à ń ní problem pẹ̀lú àwọn tí wọ́n wà lé tó ń sọ fún wa pé kí ni reason tá a ṣe máa sọ fún àwọn pé ká kúrò ní Nàìjíríà pé Nàìjíríà gangan ni ibi tí adùn wà àti iyọ̀ wà àwa dẹ̀ wọ́n dà pé ibo ló ti rí narrative yẹn but narrative yẹn is coming from àwọn olóṣèlú wa àwọn gangan ló fún wọn ní narrative yẹn.
àwọn tá ń bẹ lókè òkun nǹkan díẹ̀ la lè ṣe.
Okay, which is exactly what we have been doing. Òun nìkan tá à ń ṣe nísìn olú ẹni jókòó nísìn àti wà ní orí jókòó nísìn láti bí almost 1 hour. Mo gbádùn yín.
Ìtawà lè ṣe ní báyìí, tí wọ́n nílò látọ̀dọ̀ wa, òun ni owó support ta lè fún wọn.
Okay.
Ọmọ àwọn tó ń bẹ́ lé yẹn tí wọ́n bá ti dé. Láti jẹ́ kó képe, á jẹ́ kí gbogbo kíní yẹn á ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ rẹ̀ tó yẹ kó képe wọ́n ká wa lọ́wọ́ kù. Àwọn èèyàn ti ń dìde, wọ́n ti ń ṣe bóolókọ̀ ti jẹ́ awareness. Wọ́n ti ń jáde káàkiri.
Ẹ ṣé a lè sọ pé Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí ó wà lára àwọn tó gbé wa ṣubú. Àwọn kan dẹ̀ ń béèrè pé báwo gan lẹ ṣe jẹ́ kó gbé yín ṣubú. Okay, because èèyàn kan sọ nísìn pé Dúpẹ́ Onídọ̀tí gangan ló wà lára àwọn tó gbé wa ṣubú. Because òun ló gbé narrative òun máa gba country fún wọn. Country ẹ̀ gan ó yẹ kí country ẹ̀ ti pé ọdún méjì nísìn àbọ̀dún kan dẹ̀ ló pé in another 3 days. Ó yẹ kí country ẹ̀ ti máa pé 1 year báyìí.
Mr. Kò sí lápẹ́yẹ́ rí sáré ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó ní Yorùbá dé sẹ́yìn sí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Onídàrú ló dá gbogbo ẹ̀ òun ló dá gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ̀. àìsí kíyèsára wa náà ni àìkíyèsára.
Mo kí yàrá Margaret ẹ káàbọ̀ mọ́.
Ọmọ yẹn kò ní ní ohun ọ̀fẹ́ láti jẹ́ pé kó wọlé sí wa lára.
Okay, ṣé torí pé kò sí system in place nìyá ẹ̀ ṣe kó sí wa lára because I mean sometimes mo máa ń fẹ́ figure out because ó dàbí I mean if we thought everybody was Yoruba people bá kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ vet anybody wọ́n dé ó fún wa ní option tiẹ̀ a fẹ́ lu option tiẹ̀ náà pé okay option yìí náà máa fẹ́ da but later on ó di pé òun ò fẹ́ bá wọn ṣe ẹ̀mí mọ́ lọ́nà òun wá òun ò kí ń dẹ́gbẹ́lẹ̀ and all that nonsense and in reality kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe kinní tí okay mo ní bàbá kí tó yẹ pé mi lánàá nísìn tẹ́lẹ̀ òun náà máa ń pè wá ká máa sọ̀rọ̀ ká ní òun ṣe báyìí but we now realize that ó di pé òun àti àwọn tọ́jọ́ máa jókòó tọ́jọ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ ó di pé ó di fàbù àwa rí pé no something is not right. So she was one of the biggest obstacle. Only she the biggest obstacle because whether we like it or not, àwọn apá díẹ̀ kan ṣì wà lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀, especially àwọn tó support the section tí wọ́n yẹn. But káfí yẹn sílẹ̀, àbọ̀ abá nìyẹn. But in reality, àwọn tó wà nílé ẹni àti ṣubú a gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ̀síwájú kò sẹ́ni tó definitely kò sí báyìí fẹ́ ṣe irú movement báyìí tí kò ní sí mistake. Àwọn náà ti ṣe mistake. But moving forward nísìn, what are the steps? Táwọn èèyàn expect ẹ jẹ́ kí n change background yìí tó ẹ̀yìn tẹ́wà lórí Facebook.
Èmi ti jókòó mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ronú pé ọ̀nà wo ni step ta lè gbà báyìí nìsín.
Okay.
Nígbà tá a ti ṣubú kí ni ìgbésẹ̀ ta lè kọ́kọ́ gbé báyìí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí nìsín.
Okay.
Tá a bá fẹ́ lọ fúnra wa ní ìsìn Yorùbá nation ti lọlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí.
Ìyẹn tempo yẹn ṣé kò ẹ má bínú pé mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ mò ń sọ mo jẹ́ kẹ́ land ṣé reason tó ṣe lọ́lẹ̀ kò ju pé because lánàá ìyẹn kan lamẹ́ríkà sọ fún mi pé ṣé èmi náà ń gbádùn ní Nàìjíríà ní ní UK pé kí n fi Tinubu sílẹ̀ is a global problem ó ní global problem ni à ń face ó ní so ká fi Tinubu láyè irú àwọn yẹn ò sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ Yorùbá nation mọ́ but wọ́n ní ká fún Tinubu láyè so irú àwọn yẹn nísìnyí tí bá sọ fún wọn pé a máa ṣe rally nísìn o a máa jáde nísìn wọn ní Koiki shut up gbogbo yẹn waste of time ni ẹ jẹ́ ká jẹ́ kí Tinubu ṣe so the tempo went down because àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kan prefer Tinubu as against the ìtàgbédání ẹ jẹ́ n change background eré náà kó lè wà ní plain mo gbádùn ìsà ẹ jẹ́ n drop ẹ wálẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ n drop laptop ẹ wálẹ̀ lọ sókè jù ó bẹ́tà báyìí nísìn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà mo gbádùn ìsà
kò sí yàtọ̀ láàrin Tinubu àti Buhari nǹkan kan náà ní gbogbo wọn. Ohun kan tí mo wá rò pa sí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ fáwọn adarí àwọn tó bá jẹ́ pé kínní. Iṣẹ́ rí nǹkan kan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wọ́n máa fẹ́ mọ̀ wípé òkè pé tí mo bá ń jà fún orílẹ̀-èdè mi àti tí mo bá ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ mi tí nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi kí ni àǹfààní kí ni àwọn nǹkan tí mo lè rí níbẹ̀.
Mo kí ẹ ọ̀nà chita.
Kí ni ó jẹ́ ìgbẹ̀yìn mi kí ni ó jẹ́ benefit fún mi àpẹẹrẹ tí American sójà bá fọ́ọ̀lù
okay.
Wọ́n ní àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tí wọ́n máa ń gbé tó ẹgbẹ́ òkè pé wọ́n dùn.
Okay, ẹni sùúrù dáàdi ẹni sùúrù ẹ ká wà realistic níbí báyìí sá nígbà tẹ́ máa sọ nísìn ẹni American government ṣé American government ò ní budget fún yẹn ni.
Oye ẹ ti jẹ́ kí n kulẹ̀ kí n kankan ni mò ń lọ.
Okay.
Mò ń sọ àpẹẹrẹ ni.
Okay. Tá bá ń sọ àpẹẹrẹ ẹ má lo àwọn ò tí ì ṣe country ẹ lè lórí àpẹẹrẹ yẹn láti reference ẹ pẹ̀lú America because America is a big American government is what American military is worth $1 million bó ṣe wà yẹn gbogbo kit tó wà lára wọn àtòun fúnra rẹ̀ wọ́n worth $1 million. Kò sí àwọn ò ní funding tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn nísìn mọ́ ibi tẹ́ ń lọ ni pé àwọn tó bá ṣubú nísìn tó ń ṣe Yorùbá nation bí àyàn kan kú nísìn ìyàn kan ṣe ìkankan ṣe how do we take care of them? Ibi tẹ́ fẹ́ lọ nìyẹn. Yeah. Okay.
Ibi tí mo lọ kọ́ yẹn.
Mo ń gbọ́ yín sà.
Ibi tí mo lọ gangan òun ni pé Mr. Dogan àti àfà.
Yes.
Tí wọ́n wá pa wọ́n sílé
Olóyè Ìgbòho ní July 1st, 2021. Yeah.
Olóyè Ìgbòho.
Yeah.
Tó wá pa wọ́n Sunday Ìgbòho. Kí ni Yorùbá nation ṣe láti jẹ́ pé ká gba òkú àwọn èèyàn yìí padà lọ́wọ́ ìjọba?
Okay, yeah, there's an argument there. There's an argument there, but again, yeah, mo ń gbọ́ yín. Yeah. Okay, so we should put a pressure on the government to release the bodies of Adogon and Alhaji Fatai. That should even be one of the biggest, priority right now. Okay. Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt. So good point, Larry's here. I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point. Yes. Okay. Then wọ́n dákẹ́ lọ rọ́rọ́. Okay. 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 That's a great point. I mentioned here, and I want to ask again. The question that I mean again, Mama Connie, Margaret, we only learn through mistakes. To go forward in every new movement, it happened in the developed world. Àìsára Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ kí gbogbo akitiyan kó já sásán ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ẹ go ahead bàbá mo ń gbádùn yín.
Nígbà tí a bá gbìyànjú kí gbogbo wa bá dìde.
Ìyá wa Mojí Adésọ̀yà ní kí n máa kí yín, wọ́n ní in fact ọ̀rọ̀ ńlá lẹ sọ dádì, wọ́n ní thank you caller.
Nítorí ẹ̀ nígbà tí a bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ lórí ilé ni tí gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè tí gbogbo àwa Yorùbá torí pé tá a bá sọ̀rọ̀ báwo ló kẹ̀ Tinubu nìkan wọ́n sọ pé ọmọ Yorùbá ni kìnìkì ọmọ Yorùbá tó wà lórí àtẹ̀lé tó yá rìlíìsì òkú Àdògán fún wa rìlíìsì òkú àáfàá fún wa a fẹ́ ṣe wọ́n gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀tọ́ tó yẹ ká ti fún wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ń jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ lu a fẹ́ ṣe wọ́n ọ̀yá sọ fún gbogbo àwọn DSS rẹ pé kí wọ́n rìlíìsì ẹ̀ fún wọn ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rìlíìsì ẹ̀ ibi tí a ti wọlé sí wọn lára nìyẹn ibi láti treat everything tá a bá ṣe báyẹn á kàn mọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ni a ti ní àwọn èèyàn lédè sí ìyẹn láti wọ̀ wọn lára. Bí rálì dábàá sí ní ìsìn pé a fẹ́ òkú Àdògán a fẹ́ òkú àfà.
Because ìyẹn lásán gan sef ó tó rálì tó ju rálì gan lọ.
Ó tó rálì ojú rálì lọ àtọ̀rọ̀ ní òbá ti sẹ́ni ìsinmọ́ à ń fẹ́ òkú Àdògán. Ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti mọ̀ òkú kékeré nǹkan ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀.
Okay.
Tí a bá ṣe báyẹn fún un, ní mo bí tá à ń rẹ dákun, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbègbè tẹ̀ lórí yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká rálẹ̀ àwọn.
And I hope pé àwọn tó jẹ́ YSDM, which is the movement, àti bàbá wa Alana, àti àwọn tí wọ́n jọ ń darí ètò, I hope we won't take note ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ń sọ yìí, but I will also pass it. Màá sọ fún wọn pé prof, màá sọ fún wọn pé look, the calls that we are getting, people are saying lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Àdògán àti kìíní o. Because ó ti pọ́dún mẹ́ta now, if I'm right. Ó dà ọdún mẹ́ta, ọdún méjì. Yeah, ó ti pọ́dún méjì.
ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ fún yín ọmọ Yorùbá ni yín.
Ètò rẹ̀yìn wà níta ní àwọn tó wà nínú ilé òkà kò ká wọn lára tó yìí yàtọ̀ sáwọn díẹ̀díẹ̀ wàláì torí àwọn wá ń ta ni.
ìlú mi ni mo tún lọ jókòó ọbẹ̀. Ìlú mi ni mo fi wọ̀lú ìbò ó kọ ìlú mi ni mo tún jẹ́ ó wá ń jẹ́ bàlójú ọkàn fún mi pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. nígbà tí wọ́n bá gba orí tá a bá gba orílẹ̀-èdè wa bóòlù yóò ti ní padà lọ sórí irun rẹ̀. nítorí ẹ̀ mo fẹ́ kí á gbọ́ kò sọ́nà ká lè sọ ní ìpín ẹ̀yẹn jẹ́ ká ti Yorùbá ní ìsìn àwọn èèyàn kan máa sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ìtàn wọ́n máa sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tí ò ní túmọ̀ lórí social media wọ́n máa sọ̀rọ̀ ọba kan ọ̀rọ̀ ọba kan lọ́kọ̀ wá.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni ìtọ́ ẹ ká focus ní sí ni pé a fẹ́ lọ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà and that's all. History wa a sì máa lọ gbà padà but ẹ lè ṣe nǹkan kan that much ẹ bá wa sọ ìyẹn mo ṣe máa ń sọ fáwọn tó máa ń ní pé especially the friction pẹ̀lú àwọn àti Biafra I always say look that friction tẹ́ ń sọ àwọn kan fẹ́ lọ àwa fẹ́ lọ Haúsá náà wọ́n lọ àwa méjì náà fẹ́ lọ ẹ jẹ́ káwa méjèèjì kájọ push kájọ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà wọ́n nínú so ìyẹn sometimes ó máa ń bá fún mi gan.
ẹ bá wa sọ fún wọn afẹ́ bíi tó gbòǹkó àdó tó bá ti gbé òkú àdó gan jẹ.
àlọ́ wù àgbé padà wá síbi tó ti máa sin wọ́n dáadáa.
àlọ́ wù jáde. afẹ́ fún ní
proper final right bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ parọ́.
respect honour afẹ́ fún ní orí pé ibi tó ti kú ẹ̀ sí kọ́kọ́dọ̀ kú báyìí kọ́kọ́dọ̀ lọ báyìí. ìyẹn ni yóò mú kí gbogbo wọn tají ìyẹn yóò mú kí wọn kí ní kí n tẹ̀lé orílẹ̀-èdè gan náà. orílẹ̀-èdè wọn máa ṣe pààyàn tó gbókù rẹ̀ fáwọn èèyàn rẹ̀. bí wọn máa ṣe pààyàn tó kù pé ìjọba yóò pààyàn yẹn yóò sọ pé ní ìtàn kú rẹ̀ gan òun tó gbé òun tó sún jẹ. kò tẹ wrong. Buhari yẹn was a very very bad into ṣe yàn tẹ make sense rárá. ojú tì í tábà ọkọ mú yẹn fún bẹ́ẹ̀ náà. ojú tì ló jẹ́ fún wa káwá tó pé gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àwọn èèyàn olórí ogun wa wọ́n wá lọ pààyàn sínú ilé rẹ̀ àwọn nǹkan ìdúgbòkun wọn lọ àdìtò láàrin.
a lè ṣe kankan sí because àìtẹ̀ tí gbọ̀kú yẹn ìyẹn gan ìyẹn lásán gan bàbá problem ni which you are right right daddy right yeah we gotta put pressure on that tẹ́ bá rántí pé mo sọ ní few weeks back mo ní tí mọ́ǹtì tí ọdún yìí bá lọ tá a bá jáde it would be very very bad of us. I have said it already mo ti fi ṣe program tá a bá jáde but èmi kọ́ ni máa pe short yẹn but again àwọn tá à ń sọ fún wọn gbọ́ ọlọ́gbọ́n kan tá à ń sọ but at the end of the day I just hope that mo kí easy dollar pé they will activate what we are saying. ọba kan ìyẹn mo ṣe ń sọ gbogbo distraction yẹn ọba kan wọ́n ṣe kọ̀wé kí ni kàn pé àwọn yẹn ń gbádùn ayé wọn ẹ jẹ́ àfi gba àwọn yẹn sílẹ̀ ọba kan àwọn kan fẹ́ kí n máa sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ọba kan lọ sí patí ó ṣe èmi ò ní time gbogbo yẹn self determination tá a gbé dání ni ká focus lé lórí self determination yẹn. Oda ẹ ṣé gan ni dáàdi point ten raise yẹn is a good point kódà máa bá tí bá ṣe tán máa pe prof máa sọ fún wọn ẹ yẹ ká tún gbọ́ tẹlómi náà mo gbádùn 20-minute interaction ẹ̀ mà tí ẹ ṣé gan ni ẹ bá ń kí àwọn aráalé náà súùtù tẹ wá wọ̀ yìí bí àtẹ̀mí náà bá wá sọ́dọ̀ yín àjọ ya lò ní o kémi náà fi lọ gba visa àbí kílẹ̀ rò ẹ ṣé gan ni dáàdi. àwọn èèyàn wà ní ìlú òyìnbó tí ara ń ta tó pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ pé irú ayé wo ni a bọ́ sí báyìí gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ pè ẹ má bínú ó rà pé bishop ti ń pè wá látẹ̀kọjá gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ bishop náà ẹ tó bá fẹ́ pè the number is still the same ẹ̀yin tẹ̀sẹ̀ ń jí lamẹ́ríkà ọ̀tẹ̀ tí jí dáadáa lamẹ́ríkà ọjọ́ náà ti lọ 11:15 ok bí a torí mo tètè bẹ̀rẹ̀ àdẹ lọ sí Star Radio bishop Adesina tẹ mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo wó àwọn náà ni engine tó wà ní behind the RB banking fún ọ tí o bá fẹ́ ṣe rúbà tó bá wá ní kò yẹ máa wá pull it down kò yẹ yàtọ̀ sí pé kò wá máa ní ní tó ń ṣe yàn ọ̀dà ṣé Facebook gbogbo tó ń ṣe lórí Facebook ló gbádùn ṣé gbogbo tó ń ṣe TikTok ló block mi nísìn pé mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ you self determination ṣó yẹ kí TikTok bá block mi kí ni mo ti sọ bò tó bá jẹ́ ẹ má bínú ọ̀rọ̀ alfanshai tó bá yẹ pọ̀rọ̀ oko àti kejì yẹn ni mò ń sọ TikTok máa aláàkó lọ mo ṣeré àwọn èèyàn wà níbẹ̀ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ alfanshai yẹn but nítorí nǹkan táwọn gbé dání ọ block mi nísìn nígbà tí mi ò sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹṣá ọlọ́run ẹni jẹ́ kí mi sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹṣá Bishop Adesina ẹ bá gbóhùn sókè.
Yeah, thank you very much Koiki. Yeah, mo fẹ́ fi ara balẹ̀ analyze àwọn kan kó yé àwọn ọmọ Yoruba. Then Koiki, nobody can push us. Kò sẹ́ni tó lè tì wá. It is true wípé wọ́n pa èèyàn sí ilé chief àtàwọn èèyàn tó pa wọ́n kúkú wọn lọ. But that we can retrieve the dead body without that doesn't call for agitation. Agitation ló máa gbé ká fi kúkú wọn padà. Ṣebí ọmọ Yorùbá wà lórí oyè. Ṣebí ọmọ Yorùbá náà ní kó jẹ́ ká jẹ́ ó ṣe ṣebí ó wà lórí oyè. Nígbà tí wọ́n tí bàbá ránṣẹ́ sí wọn l'Ábùjá lórí releasing Chief Igboho, ó létí tó fún wọn náà. Tí ó dá sí ni. But ó yà wọ́n lẹ́nu bí wọ́n ṣe free chief without a consent. Pé agbára tún ju agbára lọ, agbára yẹn dẹ̀ yọ orúkọ chief kúrò lórí ìtàkùn. So nídìí ká ṣe rally nínú ilé tó ra fẹ́ gba òkú ọ̀kẹ́ ni nǹkan tó máa ṣe rally fún wọn nínú ilé ó wà nínú ilé already tó ti ń ru. Tí Yorùbá nation bá ní rally la fẹ́ ṣe wọ́n ní Yorùbá nation ló dá ìjọba Tinubu. So kò sórí social media láti ń gbọ́ idea tàbí run Yorùbá nation and Yorùbá nation kò go down rárá ó tún strong sí.
Okay.
What people were thinking is Yoruba nation. They thought that all what we were doing in the previous years, that is called publicity.
Benny.
Publicity ni gbogbo yẹn ariwo apariwo rally both the diaspora àti ní homeland kí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ kò sẹ́ni tí ó mọ̀ pé Yoruba nation ó fẹ́ lọ mọ́ nísìnyí kò sẹ́ni tí ó mọ̀ gbogbo èèyàn ti mọ̀. But now we are in the next phase. Ẹni pé bàbá yẹn orí ẹ̀ pé bàbá Tito yẹn orí ẹ̀ pé ó sọ fún everybody go off from media. Ó ní everybody go off from media. Ẹ jẹ́ káwọn media máa wá ṣiṣẹ́ tí wọ́n lọ. Now we have moved away from the publicity state. We are now in the execution. Iṣẹ́ ń lọ burúkú àtẹ̀nídìí àti pariwo. Ṣé o ń gbọ́ mi?
Loud and clear, I'm going.
So because you don't know what is going on, so you should not say Yoruba nation to go down. Yoruba nation go down. You want no more. And more because you are not in the system. You are not in the system because you do not belong to any group. Toba belongs to group. To group where Toba was in alliance with Baba Kitoye. But some of you belong, or some of you didn't belong to a group. Some of you belong to group Tewa, group Odaleni. Olórí yín ò gbé yín along pẹ̀lú Baba Kitoye. So, níṣẹ́ kankan tẹ́ ẹ ṣe. If you are a group that is a self-determination group that is working with Baba Kitoye, ó máa ní assignment tí group yìí ṣe. Kí ni iṣẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ ṣe? Tẹ̀lé ní group iṣẹ́ wo lẹ́ ń ṣe? Àwọn kan ṣe mo fẹ́ là á mọ́lẹ̀.
No. Ẹ tó bá ẹ kó wà fún public ẹ máa ká gbé yẹn síta.
For public conversion, it's not okay. Talking about currency ti ìyẹn wà on ground. We are managing that. Talking about radio, ìyẹn ti jáde. Ìyẹn àwọn ohun míì tún ti handle yẹn tó ṣe.
Okay, ẹ jẹ́ ká focus lórí Bishop ẹni sùn kẹ́tó tẹ̀síwájú. Ẹ jẹ́ ká emphasize lórí ọ̀rọ̀ radio yẹn because mo mọ̀ pé radio yẹn was meant to start 2 years ago. It was pulled down for so many reasons. But our group kan ló tún wá padà sọ pé no. And they are very, very small group. Tọ́lọ̀ máa kẹ́ gbogbo wọn gan. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti náwó. And wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ pé project yìí ó ti hang lóòótọ́. Ṣé a sì lè recall ẹ̀ padà? And they went further. Wọ́n gbà ṣẹ́ lẹ́nu Baba Kitoye. And they went further. So in terms of this, ni pé èyí tí gbogbo akọ mama ní àgbọ̀n kankan yẹn is because I get involved in deep. Bóyá àwa kò fi wà lára àwọn tó kọ̀ máa sanwó nìkan. Because ó lè jẹ́ gbogbo àná kan la máa wà involved. Okay.
Many people are sitting on the fence. So only belong to a group that you know that is working with Baba Kitoye. Tó máa ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú Baba Kitoye, wọ́n máa fún ọ ní assignment, ó máa ní iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́. Àwọn kan sìn orí health ni wọ́n wà. Tí ìgbọ́ kankan nípa ẹ̀, ó dìgbà tó bá parí iṣẹ́ wọn, kẹ́ tó mọ̀ wípé iṣẹ́ ń lọ. Health lórí àlùmọ́nì ilẹ̀ wa. Kò sí owó ọ̀fẹ́ kankan lọ́wọ́ anybody. Everything is private enterprise or NGO sponsoring. That is what is happening, and it shall law to benefit Yoruba people in a legal way. So, Nigeria, everything is working. So some people, because we are wasori media láti máa pariwo kiri, wasori kini láti máa ṣe rally kiri, feel that Yoruba nation is no more. You are gullible for thinking that. And you don't need to say that we should go and protest because of something, because of pride of what. No, you don't need that. Okay. We know some groups talk with Baba, like don't know rally in that Baba Jekomo, rally. We are not stopping you, but not in Yoruba land. And he is not saying that to think that he is supporting Tinubu. He is not supporting Tinubu. We have a direction that we are going. Protest Tinubu in Nigeria already. So on it's like Yoruba nation. Okay, let me sorrow Alufansha. Recently, only media Yoruba ni ó sọ̀rọ̀ lórí media lágbẹ̀ nínú yàrá ẹ̀ tó ń sọ media tó ní kìíní kan ká lọ support Tinubu lè sọ pé à ń ṣe Yorùbá nation ọmọ wa ló wà ń bẹ̀ ká lọ support ó give advice. Look at that. So ká wá gbé rally nínú ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà wọ́n lè ráyè máa tackle and disrupt or start picking people. To shut down Yoruba nation. No, we have intelligence working with us. So we are not doing any rally or whatsoever inside Nigeria. Rally in Nigeria, cook already. So there's any Yoruba nation at all. But if you want to do your rally, if you are a group and you feel rally is what you want to do it in diaspora. There's no problem about that. But there are bigger works going on. And they are being executed, and we don't need to let you know. We don't need to tell you. Because we need publicity at that time. And Chief Igboho have achieved that. It is a great success for Chief Igboho to achieve that for us within our territory. Akọni ọkùnrin ló ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, ó wọnú ilé wa ó dẹ̀ pariwo ẹ̀. Nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé àwọn lọ́balọ́ba yín, àwọn Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò àbí gbogbo àwọn nǹkan ńláńlá wọn ò lè gbé. He came out within and shout. All fẹ́ mú now, but God saved him to show that God is within. Now he's resting wherever he is. We are not doing anything with him. We are not. So nobody should push us. Nobody should come out and be speaking to the media. We can't call us shake or no. So that is about we don't need rally with him. We press the information that we need to press. The same legal way. Don't press. We press the same legal way. It's because they don't want to. They don't want to and rally. So people should know that Yoruba nation did not go down.
Okay.
And it has gone 100% down when we were doing rally, because there are a lot of things set and running. So find loyal join one.
Okay. In a movement like this, okay. In a movement like ours,
feeding them and giving them instruction.
In a movement like ours, Ocean Tesiwaju, but many people are saying, "Oh no, I don't need to assistance." I want you to give us 1 or 2, 3, areas that people can think of.
Look for a need and meet that need. Look for a need. You just talk down about TikToks locking you out. Okay. Yago Yaju share app now. An alternative an alternative for WhatsApp. So why people they thought that Yoruba Nation is just one some people organization tí wọ́n lówó àbí tí wọ́n ní access to resource no. We are just like you, but we have a legal backing because self-determination is an inalienable right. So if you know that you belong to that set, look for a need and raise a group, either a existing group or a new group to meet that need and let Baba Kitoye know about it so that he can give you the go-ahead or the blessing and you report back to him. If you need technical advice, technical support, he will give you.
Okay.
Not that you be asking Ibo no bashede Ibo no bikini kon kilo de tash. We don't need your suggestion. Thank you.
Eshegoni. You know, I disagree with last caller wa Abike agree. It is part of the movement. Sorry, while we wait for another call, let's go straight into the thing. So let me end the Twitter because battery until long let there can charge again. Got to prepare for Abuja. According to the Hague Institute for Innovative Law, Yelano regretted that respect for rule of law and justice was declining in Nigeria and other parts of the world at large, according to the CEO Samula. Ṣé Samula ló máa sọ fún wa ẹ ṣé gan ni Ìyá Mojí Adésanya wọ́n níbi táwọn wà aago 6 àárọ̀ ló ṣẹlù ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn tó wà l'Amẹ́ríkà àwọn ṣe fi máa jí sí ayé ni kọ́lọ́njẹ́ jí sáyé àwọn tó wà ní Japan àti ní gbogbo àwọn ìlú míì ilẹ̀ ti ṣú rẹpẹtẹ ẹ̀yin náà lè dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń lọ àti píìnì nọ́mbà yẹn síta mo kí gbogbo àwọn ẹgbẹ́ Yorùbá Nation káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé níbi tí olúkálùkù wa wà níbi tí a ti ń darí ẹ̀mí wa orúkọ tèmi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí KOIKIMEDIA àwa náà là ń bring the world closer to your doorstep ìdí tá a ṣe lọ sórí Star Radio àti sọ́lẹ̀ nǹkan wọ́n ń ṣe technical upgrade just like I said sọ fún pé Nàìjíríà ò ṣiṣẹ́ we had an issue with our console yẹn la máa fi ń ṣe this is Star Radio UK so there's a problem with it so backup yẹn one put together and hopefully by Monday lágbára Ọlọ́run ó máa wá sí ìmúṣẹ mo kí Alájà Ọlọ́runṣọlá Àmọ̀pé Adé mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀ mo fi dárúkọ yín salamu alaikum fún gbogbo àwọn sisters wa yín brothers wa mo kí Nigerian Muslim Association mo kí gbogbo àwọn Christian Association náà tó wà káàkiri ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Adébánjọ Sunday mo kí Azeez Shikiru mo ń bèèrè pé mo ní ṣé ìyá wa Modúpẹ́ Adébóun Rótìmí mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀ dárúkọ yín mọ́ mi ṣáwọn òyìnbó ló ṣe máa sọ fún wa pé Nàìjíríà ò ní rule of law ṣóyìnbó ló ṣe máa sọ fún wa pé a ní rule of law gbogbo ẹni tí ẹ mọ̀ pa ní YouTube channel tó jẹ́ backup àti ń fi líǹkì backup channel yẹn ẹ lọ bá wa subscribe we have just 582 odindi KOIKIMEDIA tó ní 42,000 níbi kan kó wa máa struggle láti ní ìtókù ẹ bá wa gbọ́wọ́lé ẹ lọ subscribe so that ìjọ mi wà ó lè jẹ́ channel yẹn láti máa transmit so that you will be able to know we're live because sometimes tá bá wà nínú ilé it's easy for me to use all the platforms and go live apart from TikTok tó ti discontinue torí ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ láàárọ̀ wọ́n ní kò bá wọn lára mu so ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ mọ̀ pa ní backup channel YouTube it's called WD76 Media it is there mo dẹ̀ sọ lágbára Ọlọ́run in the new year we'll be having more programs on our channel tó ní jẹ́ pé èmi nìkan most of the KOIKIMEDIA team will be talking to you with different things that has to do with Yoruba Nation so lukaluku máa ní topic tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ lé half an hour ó lè jẹ́ fúnjọ́ méjì so àwọn máa wá ní timing so time yẹn ẹ pàdé wọn níbẹ̀ láti bá wọn ṣe ètò yẹn but èmi á máa come in and out so we've sent few things to Nigeria it's cost us almost 200,000 naira tábàlẹ̀ tó fi ràn wá lọ́wọ́ gbogbo tó máa wúlò fáwọn ọmọ yẹn ni mo fi ránṣẹ́ ẹrù yẹn ti délé àdúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run wọ́n ti send the picture sí mi so mo dúpẹ́ fún Elédùmarè but ẹ fún wa lówó ká fi sort it out gbogbo tó need ṣáà rí bí mi náà ṣe ń ṣe program so àwọn ọmọ yẹn náà lè ní stable tripod gbogbo kìíní yẹn is very very important and we'll be doing a lot of other things as well we'll be coming up with some documentaries gbogbo àwọn area kan wà tí mo fẹ́ káwọn ọmọ yẹn lọ ètò bá need the security máa fún wọn security máa fi ìta bá fi pé risk ẹ̀ ti high they're not going to go there. There are some few things, but I'm not going to expose that now for security reasons. But there are a lot of things, that we should bring out. So, ẹjọba fi account details síta èèyàn kan ní láàárọ̀ yìí kóun tẹ̀ fún wa ní kankan bó tẹ̀ jẹ́ nínú náírà. So 200,000 naira ló máa cost mi fún ẹrù tá fi ránṣẹ́ yẹn. So wọ́n ṣe gbẹ́rù yẹn dé ní Nàìjíríà mo fi sọ exactly when ẹ mọ̀ pé mi coded ni. So ẹrù yẹn ti wà nílé bí ṣe bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí. So mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn Koiki Media team. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wọn pátá nítorí pé èmi wà níbí àwọn wà lọ́hùn-ún. Tèmi bá ní èmi nìkan mo fẹ́ máa ṣe kò lè work. Ẹ̀yin náà ṣáà rí bí CNN ṣe operate wọ́n ní káàkiri CNN America, CNN this, CNN that. Owó lọ́bẹ̀ tún owó ló jẹ́ kọ́bẹ̀ máa dùn dáadáa. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. So thanks so much for those of you that keep the support. Mo ní ṣóyìnbó ló ṣe máa sọ fún wa pé Nigeria ò ní rule of law. Nigeria doesn't have a rule of law for a very long time. Ìdí tá a dẹ̀ ṣe ní rule of law ò ní pé there are some set of people law táwọn ń lò ó yàtọ̀ sí law tí mẹ̀kúnnù ń lò. Ìwọ tó jẹ́ mẹ̀kúnnù láàárọ̀ yìí nísìn tó bá ṣe àṣemáṣe ní anywhere ní Nigeria you will pay every price for it. But àwọn tó jẹ́ àwọn mo kí bàbá Rasheed Jinadu ẹ ṣé gan ni mo kí gbogbo àwọn oníṣẹ́ ìṣe wa náà. But one thing we are always saying is that a máa ń fẹ́ káwọn òyìnbó kọ́kọ́ wá sọ fún wa pé ó náà pé táwọn èèyàn ń dúró dè ní sí ni pé ẹ̀ ń dúró dè àwọn òyìnbó kan kọ́ jáde kọ́ sọ pé Nigeria is not working. But àwa tájọ́ ọmọ ìlú náà sọ pé Nigeria is not working. Even Nigerians làwa náà, that's exactly what we are told. We are called Nigerians, but we know that it is not working. But it seems that many Nigerians are waiting for àwọn òyìnbó, quote and unquote, kọ́ wá sọ fún wa pé Nigeria is not working. Ó ní arákùnrin kan tí mo gbọ́, video lánàá. It was just 23 minutes. Mo fẹ́ lọ òbí ẹ̀ máa rí video yẹn. I'm not going to play it because, like I said, I'm avoiding to play. And tí bá ti fún ní video, ẹ lè lọ wò níbẹ̀, máa share link ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú yín. So that we're trying to avoid our teammates. So for me, we are having problem with many videos that are low. So only can cut it down. I'm trying as much as possible. Tibati lo video man remind me, Oga, let me come on lo video ni video, especially to read platform tiwa, because sometimes some of those videos can come back on the platform. So mo fẹ́ lọ fún lórúkọ arákùnrin náà. Number. And I'm not here to promote anybody, especially when it comes to journey. No, I need advert here. One parakunrin náà ni Tomi Arayomi. He has a good followership on YouTube. Ṣé mọ̀ pé fídíò yẹn as at àná nígbà tí èmi máa wò ó ṣe ń parí ẹ̀ ní èmi rí wọ́n sẹ́yìn. It was 1,000 views. Bí ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ after 9 hours, fídíò yẹn ti wà ní 13,832. Àwọn point to raise níbẹ̀, mo take note of it. Journalist. Lóde, I don't ránṣẹ́ báyìí. Fídíò tí mo fẹ́ wò gan ò jẹ́ kí n wò mọ́.
Traveling, eating bug.
Ẹ̀wọ̀n náà lélẹ̀. Ṣé ètò ṣe lánàá lélẹ̀? Ọ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń padà sórí page kí n má lọ máa fún wa ní life ló ṣe náà. No. Ó dẹ̀ tuntun ṣe mí lẹ́yìn yẹn. Èyí tí mò ń sọ pé ó ṣe yẹn, mo kàn máa fún yín lójú bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn, ojú ẹ̀ lélẹ̀. In case tẹ́ bá fẹ́ lọ wo fídíò yẹn, ẹ lè lọ wo lórí YouTube. I'm not gonna play it. So kò sí point ká máa play fídíò wọn kó di pé a máa lọ ní issue. 32,000 people ti wo fídíò yẹn. 32,000. As at yesterday, 15 hours ago. I'm not here to be a scaremonger. Just like báwọn kan náà ṣe máa ń rò pé Yoruba nation tá à ń pariwo yìí à ń dẹ́rù bá wọn èèyàn. But point tí mo kàn fi raise nínú kan tó sọ into headline tó lò ní Nigeria's warning prophecy just happened. Here is how it's going to affect Africa. Nígbà tí mo take note nǹkan tó kọ, I took a bit of note of what he said. The number one point I raised on the Intoso, European influence on Nigeria. Do we all agree on that? Iyami Moji, I will try and send a token in Naira. We have a burial in Nigeria. Ola Fioriji Iyano. Ola Foriju. Thanks so much. Ekwa Drotiwa. You know, because ìgbà tó wá náà tí kò ní wúlò, so you know, it's not a pressure on anybody. Because ìgbà tẹ́ fún wa tí kò ní ìwúlò, mo kí Iyami Tomilola Agnes, you know, everybody is helping. Kò dẹ̀ ṣe mi nìkan náà lẹ kúkú help. Bẹ̀ ṣe ń gbọ́n síbílẹ̀ ń gbọ́n sàn. Bí Bishop dẹ̀ ṣe sọ, àwọn èèyàn rò pé bí Yorùbá nation ní owó kan táwa lọ ń tọwọ́ bọ àpò tá a fi ń yọ owó yẹn. Mo kí bàbá wa Rasheed Jinadu ẹ káàbọ̀. Mo kí owó ẹ̀tẹ̀ wà ní òkè ògùn kọ́lọ́run bá wà pẹ̀lú yín àmọ́ tó ṣe Ṣèyí Mákindé tó dá sọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀. So when people say Yoruba nation, ká lọ support security, ṣáwa gẹ́gẹ́ bí governor, àwọn olówó yẹn now, you know, we don't have that money. So àwa là ń fund the fúnra wa, and think about it and fund the movement. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You know, kò dẹ́ ṣe gbogbo yẹn ló agree pẹ̀lú movement yìí, especially àwọn tó lówó láàrin wa tó jẹ́ àwọn olówó wa. Wọ́n náwọn ò gbà nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. Délé Momodu nísìn kò sí tó kàn pẹ̀lú Yorùbá nation. Ṣayé orí ẹ̀ ṣáàrin pẹ̀lú òun àti ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀, ó rẹ̀ ní good friend òun ní Adeleke. So irú ẹ̀gbọ́n wa Délé Momodu nísìn, you know, he's not going to support Yoruba nation. What there are a lot of Yoruba people that has, you know, but Dele Momodu has a network of people that he can help us to talk to on Yoruba nation. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, he's a PDP member and that's it. Triple DRS. Is it now they know that Nigeria has no rule of law? Benny, Baba Yadede can send account number or my daily comment section like way. Inti mo fẹ́ fàyọ ńbẹ̀ ni pé ṣé òyìnbó ló máa sọ fún wa pé Nàìjíríà ò ṣiṣẹ́ ká tó accept àbá wa tá à ń pariwo lójoojúmọ́ bàbá wa Fab ni even though they read Délé Momodu Yorùbá ló ṣe ní Ọbáfẹ́mi Awólọ́wọ̀ University o, but he doesn't believe in Yoruba nation. I don't think so. So he's one supporter of Atiku. Now, Pastor Timoni Kelogbo video yẹn ma send the link here. Mo fẹ́ link ẹ̀ mọ́ article táwọn ọmọ mi fi ṣe headline lórí KOIKIMEDIA blog wa láàárọ̀ ẹ̀, and the headline says, and I quote, below again. Okay, mo ti fọwọ́ gbà sí ẹgbẹ́ ẹjẹ́ tó lọ wá padà. Ta ló gbádùn fídíò wa Olóyè Ìgbòho tó ń kọ́ ọmọ wọn ní ewì àbí oríkì dẹ̀ mo ní ewì oríkì. Òyìnbó ní Nigeria, respect for rule of law declining in Nigeria. Ṣáwọn òyìnbó ló máa ṣe máa sọ fún wa pé respect for the rule of law. Mo kí Yami First Bank, Ekwa Droti, Ganiu Mujib, Mukis, Abiodun Monday. Ẹ bá ń kí àwọn grandchildren. Nígbà tí bàbá pastor yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá, ìyẹn, what's his name again? Tomi Kini kan ló ń jẹ́. You know, he speaks very well. You know, I'm not here to force you to go and listen to anything, but, you know, like I said, you know, you are likely to get one or two things out of it as well. Tebafilo video here, link in my share about 32,000 people have watched it. But then just less than 1,000 people. Nigeria, Biafra Bako, in Kokon right below. It told the right below link in Mofisita and the headline don't loan Nigeria's warning prophecy. But a new point on Kokonjade to your nibe. Mo kosibe money European influence on Nigeria. Also on about blackmailing. Listen, Nigeria is dead. Nigeria is dead. Òfin Nigeria ṣe àpèjúwe ọkọ̀ kan tó rìn lójú omi tó ń pè ní Titanic to ship. Only we have problem with civil society, but the point of video yẹn into reference lọ pé wọ́n ti gbé ọwọ́ lé Tinubu lára. Ntí mo kọ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀ nìyẹn tó try láti analyse. Ó ní pé àwọn òyìnbó aláwọ̀ funfun ìgbà tó dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn mo Google ẹ̀, mo kọ LGBT Nigeria lórí Google. Màá kà nǹkan tí ó jáde fún yín lórí ẹ̀. Nigeria deny SAMO agreement. Okay, iléeṣẹ́ ń jáde nísìn. So that means pé federal government respond sí ọ̀rọ̀ LGBTQ tó bá mọ tó ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ọkùnrin àtọkùnrin tó ń bára wọn sùn àtobìnrin tó ń bára wọn sùn. bọ̀yẹ́ kan kọ́kọ́ dúró lórí European influence on Nigeria. How long láti ní European influence lórí Nigeria? Nigeria tá à ń sọ pé kò ṣiṣẹ́ roughly how long lọ́dọ̀ tí yín, how many years ago have we had European influence? 10 years ago? 20 years ago? Since independence? Since 1914 amalgamation? Or ká tún padà sẹ́yìn during the slave trade? Ìgbà wo lẹ́yìn fẹ́ mú nínú ẹ̀? Because ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ Nigerians do not understand the European influence on us. I will probably take it back to the slave trade. During the slave trade, it was a very, very terrible era. This program will come to an end in the next 1 hour, so that Kale cut down. At least I just put 3 hours last year. We haven't done 3 hours for a very long time, so we have another 1 hour left. I hope you will me. I'm asking again. How long has the European influence on Nigeria? Baba mi Ola mi Julo Joshua, one is since 1914. Kí la wá ń pè ní 1914? Tá bá sọ pé 1914 táwọn dárúkọ yẹn wá bínú because laptop yẹn ọ̀nà engine sí mi ni. Mo dẹ̀ ní keyboard tí mo fi ń run ẹ̀. So let's go to the 1914. Ká to educate ara wa a little bit. Kò ń pọ̀ jù. Okoya Fọláyan ó ní akó ètò kábọ̀ sórí ètò my brother. Mo kí Mr. L. Plugs. There's what they called the Southern Nigeria was a British protectorate in the coastal area of a modern-day Nigeria formed in 1900. 14 years after to form Southern Nigeria, they are amalgamated. So in terms of this, if this amalgamation yóò bá ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́, why not de-amalgamate, which is òyìnbó tí Báṣẹ̀gun máa ń fẹ́ lò nìyẹn. We can easily de-amalgamate away from Nigeria. Adé ṣì máa gbádùn ayé wa lọ. Adé máa run ní economy tiwa, but àwọn èèyàn ní understanding wọ́n sì fẹ́ jẹ́ ká máa run economy Nigeria using the proxies and what ti influence táwọn European ti influence. Mo rí Sanwó-Olú ẹ̀rọ kó sọ pé wá sí London tí kò sọ fáwọn Lagos Union. Ìjà yẹn sì ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Àwọn ará Lagos State Union wọ́n bínú gan pé ẹ ṣe lè wá ṣe nǹkan ní UK ní London ẹni ẹgbẹ́ Lagos kìíní kan wá ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ìfọ́ọ̀mù. Bàbá wa Taofik ni Yoruba is a country before the amalgamation. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ yẹn. And that's a great point. Yoruba is a country before the amalgamation of 1914. So, kí ló dé tẹ̀yàn ọmọ Yorùbá wá ń sọ pé ká save Nigeria than pé ká lọ save ara wa níbi tí a wà tẹ́lẹ̀? That is where we are always having problem. Okay, torí Tinubu wà níbẹ̀. But Tinubu ò ní síbẹ̀ forever now. Tinubu is not going to be there forever. And I don't believe that Tinubu is going to unbundle Nigeria. That is me. I might be wrong in the near future. You remember this video. I'm sure some of you will cut it and say, Koiki bá sọ fún ẹ, ojú tiẹ̀. Èmi Ọláyọmí Koiki, I don't believe Tinubu will unbundle Nigeria. I don't. I might be wrong. Èmi nìyẹn mo sọ tẹ́lómi. Because Tinubu is as selfish as any other politicians. Ìkan náà ni gbogbo wọn. So tá bá ń sọ̀rọ̀, ṣé Ọ̀ṣínbàjò wà selfish? Ọ̀ṣínbàjò dà nísìn. Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò dà nísìn. We thought that guy was a very learned, educated, senior advocate of Nigeria. Ó dé allow kó lo platform tiẹ̀ as a legal man. Mo kí ẹ Godlas Brown. Kó fi lọ jí Nnamdi Kanu wá. Even tí government bá hate Nnamdi Kanu, ṣé kò jẹ́ kí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò, ṣé kò jẹ́ kó rí ẹ pé kó sọ fún Buhari pé wọ́n ń jíyàn gbé ní 21st century. That is called kidnap and rendition. but nítorí pé àwa Yorùbá náà like Nnamdi Kanu nítorí utterances tó fi bú gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá póríwọ̀ pé tó bú àwọn bá wa tó ṣe kíní kan eventually gbogbo wa là ń jẹ̀yà lé ní báyìí nísìn. Nnamdi Kanu gan jìyà because ó wà ní àhámọ́ àwọn DSS nísìn. So ẹ jẹ́ ká má parọ́ fúnra wa. So bàbá mi Taofik tó sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú orí pípé. Wọ́n ní ìran Yorùbá ti jẹ́ country kó tó di pé òyìnbó aláwọ̀ funfun dé. But how many people want to accept the fact? Tẹ́ bá lọ àwọn tó jẹ́ àwọn elite wa irú Káyọ̀dé Fáyẹmí mo rí átíkù ẹ̀kan tó kọ níjọ́ òní mo mọ̀ bóyá mo save ẹ̀ mo ti sọ ti Gbénga Daniel Fáyẹmí wà lára ọ̀nà dáwọn tí mo fẹ́ lò mo fẹ́ wò bóyá mo save tí bá rí wọ́n tẹ̀ jẹ́ kí n ká átíkù yẹn because wọ́n ní máa san owó ni èmi ò dẹ̀ lówó tí mo fẹ́ san fún anybody mo fẹ́ wò bóyá mo save ẹ̀ as a ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀ lọ ẹ jẹ́ ká type ẹ̀ àti sọ̀rọ̀ Fáyẹmí náà rí mo bẹ jẹ́ kí n type orúkọ Fáyẹmí jáde. These are our elites that knows the truth. A máa padà sórí Southern Nigerian Protectorate. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n type with Dr. Fáyẹmí. Náà ni. Ẹ jẹ́ n lọ sórí news. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n yọ mo ní what does Nigeria mean? Ẹ jẹ́ kí n kàn forúkọ ẹnìkan sí. Ó promise yìí ní airport. Kò rí airport yẹn ṣe tó fi sá kúrò lẹ́kìtì. Ẹ máa tọ̀ra yín. Fáyẹmí to discuss Africa global direction. Punch newspaper 1 month ago. There's another one tó ṣe kọ ẹ jẹ́ n lọ gbé sórí Twitter. Mo rí lórí Twitter. Ó ṣe grant interview yẹn ni. Gbogbo àwọn people wọ́n mọ̀ jù mí lọ. They are well learned. They are very, very, very learned. Fáyẹmí kàwé gan. Wàá ṣe títì kékèké títì tó bá ṣe ní ẹ lọ sí gbogbo Èkìtì nísìn kẹ́ lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé Délé Momodu lélé ó post lélé ní July Délé Momodu Fẹ́mi Gbajabiamila Dr. Káyọ̀dé Fáyẹmí in Ghana in those days fighting for democracy. So Délé Momodu is enjoying democracy to fight fún so kí ló fẹ́ máa jà fún Yorùbá nation fún. Fáyẹmí is fighting for democracy so kí ló fẹ́ jà fún Yorùbá nation fún. Ẹ lọ sórí page Délé Momodu kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ type in Dr. Fáyẹmí Káyọ̀dé sórí X space àbí Twitter ètò máa gbé jáde nìyẹn tẹ́ bá ń lọ sísàlẹ̀ picture Délé Momodu wọ́n serve oúnjẹ wọ́n ní in those days in Ghana. So àwọn yẹn náà jà fún democracy ìjà táwa ń jà nísìn ìjà self determination àwa dẹ̀ láti sí àgbẹ̀yìn because whether they like it or not Fáyẹmí jù mí lọ so in tá à ń bá lọ yìí gbogbo ẹ̀ ká ṣì wà lẹ́nu ẹ̀ because 4 years ní Tinubu náà lò ní UK yìí wọ́n ní Milton Keynes ló gbé kò dẹ̀ sẹ́gbẹ́ tó dàrú bó ṣe wà yẹn àwọn tó jẹ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ AD wọ́n lè confirm ẹ̀ ní UK gbogbo plans tó ní pé tí Tinubu bá ti di governor tó bá padà sí Lagos o gbogbo àwọn tọ́jọ́ ṣe wàhálà gbogbo ló gbá sẹ́gbẹ́ dànù wọ́n wò mí báyìí àwọn nàìjíríà wọ́n wò mí wọ́n wò wá náà ìbá wò mí so báwọn náà ṣe sáré democracy for years kó tó di pé democracy dọ́wọ́ wọn àwa náà ti ń sáré self determination ó dẹ̀ máa dé ọwọ́ tàwa náà lágbára Ọlọ́run because àwọn náà ṣiṣẹ́ pé kọ́ máa rí èrè lórí ẹ̀ so èrè táwọn rí lórí ẹ̀ làwọn náà ṣe ní sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Triple DRS sọ pé during the slave trade even in 1914 when the amalgamation was introduced láìtàn Ògúnṣọlá tí mo fi tọ̀dọ̀ rẹ̀ wọ́n ní Tinubu will never allow Nigeria to divide save my strong means. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Triple DRS say maybe people should go and watch Bigger Than Africa. So kí là ń sọ ni pé influence of European lórí wa kò ń ṣe léèní ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ti báyé jẹ́. So mo fẹ́ wá kí ni ti Fáyẹmí ṣe kọ́ ṣé òun lélẹ̀ náà ovation lélẹ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ ló wọ́n ti Délé Momodu wọ́n ti mọ́ra tipẹ́tipẹ́ ìyẹn ni Délé Momodu ṣe ń tẹ̀lé Adélékè ó lè náà wọ́n gba contract lọ́wọ́ Adélékè but Adélékè a máa gbọ̀n kan sáwò fún náà tàwa ló mú gọ̀. I'm not going to take contract. I'm not going to give proposal. I don't work with government. Gbogbo yẹn fàbú ní jàre. Àwa gan táwọn ṣe Yorùbá nation ṣé ẹ̀ tọ́jú wa ni. À ń bọ̀ sí governor àti ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀. A máa gbọ́n wọ́n sáwò fún. Káàṣì tẹ́lẹ̀ máa fún Délé Momodu. Kọ́ ní fẹ́ni traces. Ẹ máa fi gbogbo ẹ máa fi kó wa lómi ọ̀rẹ́ jẹ. All right, mo rí article tí Fáyẹmí kan yẹn, but máa wá later. But anyway, let's go back. Ẹ jẹ́ mo bí a máa rí kankan kí ló kọ níbí báyìí. Fáyẹmí to discuss Africa global direction. Ó kàwé dáadáa. The former governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fáyẹmí, has been named speaker at the annual blah blah blah, a statement on Sunday. Dr. Fáyẹmí, who is currently visiting professor at the School of Global Affairs, King's College, London. Níbí báyìí náà ni. Influence European náà lè wá lórí nìyẹn. So èyí tẹ́ ń dúró pé irú àwọn eléyìí ló máa wá support Yorùbá nation. No, generation mi là wá. Àwọn ò ní support Ìgbòho, wọ́n dẹ̀ ní support Bàbá Akíntóyè. But pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, irú Fáyẹmí yẹn nísìnyí tẹ́ bá rí ní gbogbo ìgbà, fìlà Bíta Awólọ́wọ̀ ló máa ń dé. Ó ń fìyàn, ó fi ń kàjọ yìí ni. Ẹ jẹ́ àfẹ̀rọ̀ Fáyẹmí sílẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ àpadà sórí Southern Protectorate, Southern Nigeria Protectorate. Ẹlòmíì ò mọ ìtàn Nàìjíríà. Tẹ́ bá mọ ìtàn Nàìjíríà ni, especially nígbà tó kó wa lẹ́rú, a máa sunkún lójoojúmọ́. We'll be crying. Èmi ní àǹfààní láti dé Liverpool, kò ń ṣe Liverpool Street tí máa ń lọ yẹn, Liverpool gangan, Liverpool. Ship tó ń wá láti Nàìjíríà lọ sí Liverpool, ìyẹn ló jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ òyìnbó pọ̀ tó fẹ́ àwọn Nigerians níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. Because Liverpool was the industry of UK. So gbogbo ọkọ̀ tó ń bọ̀ láti Nàìjíríà bí Africa, ibẹ̀ ló ń darí sí. Ìyẹn làwọn bàbá wa kan, wọ́n fẹ́ àwọn òyìnbó yẹn, wọ́n bímọ fún wọn, wọ́n ti padà sí Africa tí wọ́n. Àwọn ọmọ yẹn ṣe lọ ń wá traces bàbá wọn nísìnyí. I'm not joking. Àwọn tó understand nǹkan tí mo sọ oyè wọn. Because àwọn bàbá yẹn tó bá ti dé, wọ́n níyàwó ní Nàìjíríà, wá ti dé bá fún àwọn ọmọ yẹn lóyún. Àwọn dẹ̀ ti bọ́ sórí ọkọ̀ tuntun padà. Now, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ ka a little bit about Southern Nigeria Protectorate. Kákọ̀ tó fi enlighten ara wa. Kó tó di pa máa mẹ́tò ìwá sílẹ̀. Ètò yìí máa tán ní aago kan, ìyẹn ní UK time. Ajago méjì lọ́dọ̀ yín lọ́hùn. So 3 hours ti pé nìyẹn. Southern Nigeria was a British protectorate. Kí ló ń pè ní British protectorate? Ṣẹ́rí tẹ́ bá wà lórí Wikipedia tó bá tó highlight nǹkan kan sísàlẹ̀, á jẹ́ kó fẹ́ kẹ́ ka kíní tó wà lábẹ́ nìyẹn. A protectorate in context of international relation is a state that is under protection by another state. So Nigeria wà lábẹ́ protection UK or Britain nítorí àwọn other foreign aggression bíi France, Germany àti àwọn bíi Belgium. So Britain ló sọ pé àwa làwa ní bíbá yó, ẹ má fọwọ́ kàn. And that was the reason why tó ṣe pín Nigeria during the Berlin 1884. Because níjọ́ náà wọ́n máa ń jà fún gbogbo ilẹ̀ yẹn ni, àwọn làwọn lélẹ̀. So Nigeria wà lábẹ́ UK, Britain, so that káwọn ìlú tó kù kọ́ máa láǹfààní àti wá attack wa. Nǹkan sọ níbi wà nìyẹn. A protectorate in context of international relation is a state, ìlú kan, that is under the protection of another state for defense against aggression and other violation of the law. Because níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn, ìjà tó máa ń jà ni pé tí òyìnbó kan bá dé, wọ́n máa fẹ́ gbàbẹ̀. Britain dẹ̀ ti tètè gbọ́nrún, ẹ̀wọ̀n fún àwọn ajá ni wọ́n ti mọ tó da nílẹ̀ wa. Àwọn yà takú síbẹ̀. Wọ́n gbádùn ṣége. Ẹ lọ wo ìgbádùn tí Lugard gbádùn. Mo máa ń pìtà àwọn èèyàn. Lugard gbádùn, sórí ìgbà tí Lugard wà láyé, ó gbádùn jù wọ́n tó wà Nàìjíríà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn. Lugard, ìgbádùn tó gbádùn nínú Nàìjíríà, especially ní gbogbo ọ̀nà Kogi lọ́hùn yẹn. Mo kí Sister Elaine, mo kẹ́yìn ọmọ Kogi State. Ẹ ṣé Mr. Fab. Wọ́n ní the truthful man in a state is the enemy of the state, of that state. Lugard tẹ́yìn fẹ́ save tó pín gbogbo ẹ̀ tó dà sí tó pín ní 1949 ayé tó jẹ nígbà tó wà láyé ní ibi tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà yẹn, èwo ọ̀já ayé yẹn. So why are you not getting the message? Ẹ̀yin wá fi pé 4 years election máa save Nigeria ẹ̀ ń tanra yín. So àti sọ mí ní protectorate fún yín in case tẹ́ bá kàn gbọ́ Southern Nigeria Protectorate. That means pé Southern ìyẹn Lagos State abẹ́ òyìnbó la wà tó ń protect wa nítorí pé omi ó ń bẹ ní Lagos State, omi yẹn lè jẹ́ key point. Àwọn ìyá wa kan ṣe òwò burúkú tó ń make owó, láwọn kan bá dé tó bá ti offload wọ́n tún gbọ́dọ̀ load ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ. Àwọn kan ló ń gba contract yẹn, supplier wá gbóúnjẹ wá láti Germany, gbóúnjẹ wá láti this, gbogbo ẹ̀ nísìn ti dàrú bí ẹsẹ̀ télọ̀. Ẹ lọ sábà bá nísìn bóyá nísìn tó ọmọ Yorùbá wà níbẹ̀, àwọn málà wá take over papa. Èmi láǹfààní àti débẹ̀ bí alẹ́ nǹkan abẹ́ méjì, I can't remember. That was around 2018. Mo fi mọ́tò kan ránṣẹ́, àwa fẹ́ lọ gba mọ́tò yẹn. Mo wá láǹfààní àti débẹ̀. Àwọn málà tó lè fi ìdí kan kọ orúkọ wọn, àwọn lọ́wọ́ àjọgà. Àwa fi Yorùbá kan sábẹ́. Ẹ lọ bèèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní Tinkan, àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń ṣe wàhálà níbẹ̀. Kí ló máa ń pè wọn náà? A ní kinní kan, ṣáwọn ni ẹran mi létí ìyá wa tẹwà lórí ètò. Àwọn tó máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn ní port, àwọn tó máa clearance, kinní kan clearance. Mo kíyà mi Ọlájírè Kókà, àwọn tó Amẹ́ríkà ṣe ń jí ni àti Canada. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ìyà ti jẹ wá, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kí ìyà jẹ wá. Àpápá yẹn wá di tọ̀dọ̀ wọn málà. Àwọn kan tó máa pẹ́ra wọn náà àwa lọ́mọ Èkó tó ti gbà pápá mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́. Wọ́n gbọ́ díndín àpápá mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́, ẹ̀rí kankan ṣe sí. Ṣáwọn ọmọ Ìgbò ló gbà pápá mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́? Àfi kẹ́ máa lè dín máwọn ọmọ Ìgbò. Bàbá mi Fab tó rán mi létí pé Kóìkì má ṣe àpápá nìkan, Muritala Muhammed Airport nǹkan. Bóyá nísìnyí tí Tinubu débẹ̀ ló kọ̀ fún wa ní that energy pé àtẹ̀dúpẹ́ pọ́mọ Yorùbá kan jẹ custom immigration whatever. Àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò ṣáwọn ló ń control àpápá nígbà tí Buhari wà níbẹ̀. Kódà títí di wákàtí ìgànsẹ̀, a kàn ní ọ̀gá tó wà lókè ni. Àfi tí Tinubu wá yọ gbogbo wọn dànù, lẹ máa tó rí àpápá jẹ. Ní 2018, I can't remember the year. Wọ́n jayé burúkú. So, let's go again. Southern Nigeria was a British protectorate in the coastal areas of modern-day Nigeria. Modern-day Nigeria. Formed in 1900. Nígbà tó form Southern Nigerian Protectorate, àìtẹ̀tí sọ̀rọ̀ amalgamation. Ṣé rí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní understanding kìíní ẹ̀? There was a Southern Protectorate and the Northern Protectorate. Northern Protectorate mi pé ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn Haúsá lókè ọ̀yà lọ́hùn, wọ́n lose owó, àwọn Britain lose owó, wọ́n ọ̀dẹ̀ lè fund ẹ̀. Nítorí ṣe kó gbogbo àpapọ̀ nìyẹn. Ẹ mọ̀ kó tó bá tẹ̀lé pé wọ́n fi wá sílẹ̀ as Southern Nigeria Protectorate títí di wákàtí. It will be better. Baba wa Gani ni Mr. Koiki, I'm working very close in Tinkan. In fact, those Malan, many did there. And I don't need go back. Wọ́n wá tún wá lọ sí kéré tí wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fún Dangote. Kan tó ti ṣí port kan nísìn. Ẹ fún mi lórúkọ ẹ̀. Ètò wà nínú ìbé Èkó yẹn. Ìyẹn exclusive fáwọn olówó ni, fáwọn àwọn ọjà ńláńlá tó ń bọ̀. Àwọn kíní Dangote, àwọn BUA. Mo rò pé wọ́n lè send mọ́tò tó máa lọ through bẹ̀. Kí lórúkọ bẹ̀ yẹn? Gani fún mi lórúkọ ìtọ́sẹ̀ sí yẹn. The new one. Kíní kan port kan tọ́sẹ̀ sí tó wà lÉkòó náà. Àwọn kan tún wọ́n máa ń pè kíní kan ní bájì. Èmi náà mo kọ́ business yẹn díẹ̀. Àti jìyà bàjẹ́. Baba wa Fabi, some of them are living in UK, which Scotland and Wales has equal rights. There's a big problem. Mo kí bàbá wa Wasiu Akindele. Mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi wọ́n gbọ́ láwọn Obat. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ kan lèmi náà ń ṣe ní bíbá. Tí bá lọ síbi iṣẹ́ náà, wọ́n máa san £10 an hour fún mi. Ìyá mi Ìyábọ̀ Olúbùnmi mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ kí yẹn káàbọ̀ mọ́. Allen Cody mo kí ẹ. Nàìjíríà ti pa ògo wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ẹ̀ ń blame àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò. Ṣé àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò ló gbà Àpápá mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́? Àpápá dẹ̀ níbi tó wó wà. Àpápá ibẹ̀ ló wà. ẹ jẹ́ n play video kan mo ṣe mo lè lọ lórí Twitter níbí báyìí àfi tí bá lọ látòrí mo ti yọ Twitter mi kúrò níbí báyìí ẹ jẹ́ mo bí mo lè lọ látòrí Google ó ní fídíò kan tí mo gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ Simon Ekpa máa yẹn tẹ́ bá bó ṣe ṣe analysis sí ti yọ kúrò níbí báyìí mo bẹ́ẹ̀ lè máa jẹ́ kí àfi tí bá ṣe lọ gbé fídíò yẹn lọ sórí sign in as KOIKIMEDIA yeah tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kí n ṣe báyìí ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ gbé látọ̀dọ̀ Simon again I pity Nigerians ọ̀nà ti dá Emefiele padà sí Kuje prison tó máa fi finalize bail. Seyi Makinde, we are honored to welcome His Eminence Alhaji Muhammad Sadiu Abubakar, the Sultan of Sokoto, 14 hours ago, and His Majesty Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, in Emir of Kano, in Ibadan, this evening, to commission Agbodi Center Mosque. As you one chance alone. Twitter. The construction of the mosque was completed earlier this year and is a fulfillment of a personal promise I made to worshippers when the mosque, then based at Iwo Road, was to be demolished to make way for Iwo Road interchange. It's good. It's good. I'm not going to say anything. It's good. Analysis LGBT. The LGBT is just the link that they are forcing Nigeria into signing LGBT, but Nigerian government so there's another headline that says, this is today from Business Day, Nigeria denied Samo agreement signing amid LGBTQ worries. The federal government of Nigeria, thank you so much, DJ, for reminding me to go back one step so that I don't forget about that. The federal government of Nigeria, through the office of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, have issued a statement on Thursday, Yelano, 16th of November, 2023, debunking claims making the rounds in the public that it had signed the Samo agreement. Samo agreement, but I think it's got to do with LGBTQ, if I'm right, because the agreement is African countries of sign here. So let's see what Samo agreement is. Okay, I can tell you, Samo agreement, European Union and its member states signed new partnership agreement with members of Organization of African, Caribbean, and Pacific states. The European Union and its member states signed today, this was 15th of November, in European Union, signed agreement with the members of African and Caribbean Pacific State, OACPS, that will serve as overarching legal framework for their relation for the next 20 years, 2 decades. Easy dollar. This agreement succeed. We are streaming simultaneously on 2 YouTube channels. The Buffy support to our also the WD76. You can send us a gift from there. This agreement succeed the Cotonou Agreement and will be known as the Samo Agreement. The agreement covers subjects such as sustainable development and growth, human rights, and peace and security. The domination of the agreement was agreed at the 46th session of the ACP European Union Council of Ministers, which took place right before the signature ceremony, also in Samoa. The new partnership agreement lays down common principles and covers the following priority areas: human rights, democracy and governance, peace and security, human and social development, inclusive, sustainable economic growth and development, environmental sustainability and climate change, migration and mobility. The agreement includes a common foundation which applies to all parties, combined with 3 regional protocols for Africa, the Caribbean, and the Pacific, with a focus of the specific needs for each region. The 27 European Union member states and the 79 African, Caribbean, and Pacific countries together, representing around 2 billion people and more than half of the seats at the United Nations. With this agreement, the parties will be better equipped to address emerging needs and global challenges such as climate change, ocean governance, migration, health, and security. The next step, the provisional application of the agreement will start on the 1st of January 2024. So this is a new agreement. But it seems that there's some undertone inside. That undertone is probably the LGBTQ, because that means that Tabati sign agreement, we would not be able to say we'll probably not be able to say no. But the fact Mokibaba Dari Joe Ekabosa. But that is the reason why Nigeria is still saying I want to sign now, because Nigerians are very skeptical about these new again. Kila si sole nkan tí mo ní ma yẹn pastor yẹn tó sọ ìyẹn tó ń pè ní kí lorúkọ again, in case tẹ́ bá fẹ́ lọ wò, òun sì sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí lánàá pé we got to be very careful. Ó ní wọ́n ti gbọ́wọ́lé ara Tinubu, but the government is denying it. I want to sign it. So we assume that the government haven't signed this, because whatever it is, we need to scrutinize it very well. Nigeria hasn't break yet, and if they sign something that will continue to have European influence on Nigeria, Nigeria's warning prophecy just happened. Tomi Arayomi Elowo. So let's come back again to this Samo agreement. Background: the ACP and the EU partnership is one of the oldest and the most comprehensive framework for cooperation between the EU and third countries. The previous legal framework for the partnership, the Cotonou Agreement, was signed in 2000. Shari Mukibabawa Kimadio, some of us don't understand how this agreement, because the government about it all agreement is part of the problem. There is a port called Iba from Sunrise Apapa Express Road, another one at my 12 to Baja, the express. No, only Kontosha she's not Lekki yen. There's one towards Lekki, port Kontosha she's not Lekki, and the council adopted the decision on the signature and provision application of the agreement. So what I think they're trying to say is that, let's go back to the article now. So I didn't understand the meaning of Samoa agreement. So something seems not to be right, because other European country and in T pastor is on the way, it looks like Tinubu might sign this agreement. But for now, federal government denying. The federal government of Nigeria, through the office of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, issued a statement debunking claim, making the rounds in the public that it has signed the Samoa agreement. So whatever that agreement, I've read it to you, I didn't understanding it. But like I said, there's also some undertone to Alade, which is got to do with the LGBT and some other things as well. Believed to tolerate and protect. The Samoa agreement is believed to tolerate and protect the right of homosexuals and transgenders and the other unconventional sexual behaviors. It is accepted. There's nothing we can do about it. Country. So we have no other choice. We live with them here. We accept it. We don't have to agree with it, but you must just go with it. You don't talk to them anyhow. You go into problem. And they're very, very powerful people as well. And the right for homosexual, transgender, then other. So that is the reason why Nigeria is not signing it. Mokia, Mr. Sheon Lawal. Good afternoon, sir. 12:10 p.m. in London, Lawa. in our lecture room. So you can see why Nigerians are very, very skeptical about this SAMO. SAMO is spelled S-A-M-O-A, agreement. So thanks so much, DG75, for reminding me. So that is part of what this pastor told me was talking yesterday. And I took note and says, European influence on Nigeria. Again, do you think that the European influence on Nigeria has been good, bad, or ugly? If you're listening to me, just put it in the comment section. The European influence in Nigeria of today, good, bad, ugly. You must pick one. Is it good? Is it bad? Has it been very, very ugly? I would think it's very ugly. And part of that takes us back again to Mufeka Palasori, Southern Protectorate. So I've given you the background to Samoa Agreement, and I don't have to go further on that. So the Samoa Agreement is a partnership deal between the member state of the Organization of Africa, Caribbean, and Pacific. You're welcome, my brother DG75 _ Ganolo Yodesopo, it has been very bad. And then we'll be able to remix it and not respond. Clearing and forwarding, Oshigon, Ogumala. The influence of the Europeans, Loriwa, has it been good, bad, ugly? Dennis Okwe, it has been so bad. Egbomi triple DRS, we bound to one in Woolwich Mukisa. Money, it has been very ugly. Sherry, if we have stayed separately, I don't think we will have this too much hatred for our Bashininisin. Because we will be able to understand that, oh, okay. I'm just saying that. Oh, we will DG75, it has been extremely bad. Extremely. It has had an impact on our lives. And I'm not joking. So, this Samo agreement, federal government, no one is signing it. But it seems that there is a pressure on the current president, Bola Tinubu, to sign this agreement. Originally, agreement lot to sign during the 64 years or 63 years of this contraction on Nigeria. Some of it could ripple effect. Some of it will have ripple effect. The only thing to only stop stop Nigeria. How about to stop Nigeria? We will continue to have a big problem. I'm going to just take a short interlude so that I can configure in Kokomu because I've been talking all day. So let's just play something. The Awa Parasori Southern Nigeria Protectorate. Baba Olami Julo one is very bad. So you can call play Kokon. Kin configure Omi Abin Kokon Kin Fizipe. Mokibu Walen Konsi. Nigeria has taken us backwards, and it has really, really taken us backwards.
Marriage is not a destination, but it's a journey that entails patience, endurance, mutual respect, forgiveness, and a number of other things to get one to the desired destination. But a marriage can be funny at times when it turns to other side, like great sadness, worry, a high level of tension, anxiety, and depression. But do not panic. Enough is enough on domestic violence is the solution. I recommend a book for you, Enough is Enough on Domestic Violence by Reverend Mrs. Margaret Olawaye Nefatuloti. For free shipping, the book is available on Amazon.com. For more info, log on to www.widowsadvocate.org or email widowla55@gmail.com. Enough is Enough on Domestic Violence, a solution book to all marriage problems. Get your copy now.
Okay, we will say.
ò ní parun láíláí. Ìdí nìyí tí NFF Board of Trustees ṣe ń ṣonígbọ̀wọ́ eré ìdíje àṣà àti ìṣe Yorùbá nípínlẹ̀ mẹ́jọ, ìpínlẹ̀ Kogi, Kwara, Èkó, Ọ̀ṣun, Oǹdó, Èkìtì, Ọ̀yọ́ àti ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Láwọn ìpínlẹ̀ tí ìdíje bí ayò ọlọ́pọ́n, ìjàkadì, ijó ìbílẹ̀, ìdíje ẹwà àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ yóò ti máa wáyé látọjọ́ Monday, November 6, 2023 títí di November 13, 2023. The final audition máa wáyé láwọn ìpínlẹ̀ wọ̀nyí láti yan àwọn tó perégedé láti ṣojú ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan nínú ìdíje àṣekágbá tí a wáyé ní Muajas Hotel Nìbàdàn November 21 arrival day. Ìdíje a wáyé ní November 22 títí di November 24 ní Muajas Hotel nílùú Ìbàdàn. Ẹni sọ lẹ́nu sàpò ìyàpọ̀ odò tó bá gbàgbé orísun ṣetán láti parun ní ẹ̀jẹ̀ àjọ gbárùkù tìdíje àṣà àti ìṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tẹlẹ́kùnjẹkùn yìí. Fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé tàbí ẹ fẹ́ ṣonígbọ̀wọ́ tàbí olùrànlọ́wọ́ ẹ lè kàn sí Mr. Wasiu Àyìnà lórí +134 7500 9472 Ajia Queen Ara +447 946 313 160 Mrs. Roslyn +141 699 22189 tàbí Tbex +234 816 049 5979. Aṣọ ìbílẹ̀ nìkan láyàn láàyò níbi àwọn ìdíje bí àṣà àti ìṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹlẹ́kùnjẹkùn ọdún 2023 Yorùbá World in Action YNFF ló ní àṣà àti ìṣe wa ò ní parun láíláí.
Well, Tinubu heading to Germany 48 hours after 1 week overseas trip. Jakaba. Wọ́n ní Tinubu tuntun lọ sí Germany. Wọ́n ní Tinubu ti ń lọ sí Germany. Fídíò ilé máa lágbára kẹ̀. Dá sórí ètò. Ẹ ti wà lórí ẹ̀ mọ́mì. Ẹ bá wa dá sí ẹ mute ti background. Ẹ ti wà live lórí KOIKIMEDIA.
Hello.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò mà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ẹ kú iṣẹ́.
Àwa ni ẹ mọ́mì.
Ẹ kú ìjọ méjì.
Ọjọ́ kan pẹ̀lú mà.
Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá.
Wọ́n ń gbọ́ yín.
Ẹ jọ question kan lèmi fẹ́ béèrè. Mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé Bishop Adésínà wà ní orí platform yìí fún gbọ́ wa. Nípa ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá rédíò app.
Yes.
Èmi believe pé gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe listen sí Dr. Ayọ̀kọ́ pé app yẹn àwọn èèyàn lè migrate lọ sórí ẹ̀ pé it's like bí WhatsApp app or YouTube app. Èmi wá wò pé why can't our media kàn lọ sí orí ẹ̀ káwọn náà lọ ní platform bẹ́ẹ̀ kàn máa build ẹ̀ with time náà pé possibly ó lè go up ó wà popular.
Okay, mo ń bá yẹn máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ, my response sí. My response ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ. Mo fẹ́ gbọ́dọ̀ yẹn délẹ̀.
Bó jẹ́ mi ṣe rò ó.
Okay.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe rò ó jẹ́ nìyẹn.
Okay, ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé báyìí. Apps yẹn nísìn is just like any other apps tí yẹn máa download. Nínú apps yẹn, inú ẹ̀ ní rédíò yẹn wà. Yàtọ̀ sí tí tó ń lọ lórí frequency níjọ́ Saturday àti Sunday. So tí bá gbọ́ yín yé, so the app has been created so that we can download it on our phone. Ó wà lórí phone mi báyìí nísìn. Tí bá fi phone ìwọ̀n yìí nísìn.
Èmi náà ni.
So what the app does is that it will be used to transmit. So the app will easily fún wa lórí phone. But what they are going to do, what I think they will be doing later on is lára àwọn programs wa kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ́n á máa run ẹ̀ because my apps ń ṣiṣẹ́ Monday to Sunday ní 24/7. So they need content to continue to run on it continuously. Yàtọ̀ sí pé wọ́n kọrin, wọ́n ṣe this, wọ́n ṣe that. But níjọ́ Saturday, apps yẹn á lọ sórí live transmission, which is the 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. ìyẹn lórí frequency. So the app is there, but later on they will have to use some of our videos to run. But in terms of because of the message that passed through that app here, you know, we cannot be using certain language and all. Just like them, because if I was Star Radio, I try to be cautious of the way I speak. So I think that's what they're trying to avoid. But they don't want it there. So, and by the time the radio, the unit itself, in your radio unit, and don't produce the one thing, in Yema easy found what because what build their funny. When this but then radio anything in UK, but they send in Nigeria. I was unable to get it on the shortwave. But radio don't share bonisi. From what we are told, it will be easy when you go on the shortwave because what you are embedded Oshimani FM no, and it has some other things that can also be used. So, but my deck continue content Solomon.
Platform
yeah.
Radio that mama shortwave. The platform itself.
Yeah, app. Yes, the apps itself. Yeah, it's still the same. The same thing. Only it's still the app itself is also going to be used for the message of Yoruba Nation campaign. But more really getting what I mean by using that app because apps. Apps ni saying àwọn kan ló máa gbé iṣẹ́ tá ń ṣe ló máa kó sínú ẹ̀ tó máa fi di pé àwọn èèyàn máa gbọ́ níta. Ṣọ́rọ̀ yẹn yé yín nísìnyí àbí ṣé ń gbọ́ ọkọ̀ tí mo sọ mà?
Okay. Nǹkan tẹ̀mí fẹ́ establish ni.
Yeah.
Tó bá possible.
Yes.
Kí Dr. Koka kan bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ bóyá ní world media lórí ẹ̀ little bit. Torí bọ́n ṣe ń sọ pé this app what to create here is like WhatsApp, is like YouTube. So you say àwọn èèyàn lè máa like subscribe to.
Okay. Okay.
Like you have your platform.
Yeah.
Omoluka, Baba Ekiti.
Yeah.
Dr. Gabi. People can.
So kí gbogbo ẹ wá wà lójú kan.
Have their own platform.
Ló nínú ẹ̀.
And every you can maintain your own platform on YouTube or Instagram. There, any media is going to renew and migrate there. An individual having their own platform onto caution one bed. Okay,
all right. Okay.
This is the law, this is the rule.
Okay. Okay. All right. What would have to do is my Dr. Zabi Soro. I think they might have to bring Dr. Koka in, like you said, Lori World Media, and then after that we can bring him in on other platform to come and explain further. I think somebody is saying that I think she's talking about the chat function. So, but I'm a bit lost with what my mom is telling me this afternoon.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah. So, because from what I understand with let me look at the apps itself now. Sorry, app here. Listen, I'm right on the apps now. It's got what it calls chat room, support. About life by luminism, but about play background and say Mama Jade now. So let's listen to the radio. It has the radio. Let's floor listen.
Flu and COVID-19.
I'm Dr.
Zoe Williams, reminding you that flu and COVID-19.
So, but like I said, I'm a bit lost with I'm a bit confused with that. So, but like I said, Dr. Koka would have to, come and explain a little bit further, because what I know is that the app is just there, so that Coco is easy for you can download it. But when it comes to the app has capacity of Facebook function. Okay, but to buy the Facebook function, that means pé láti inú apps yẹn ló ti máa run Facebook. I mean, Dr. Koka will have to come and explain a little bit further on this app, but definitely.
You are just going to explain.
Yeah, I will have to tell him to come and explain.
It's a platform. Individually.
What I think again, well, it will be difficult for us to migrate into one channel, and I'll say why. What we can say is that what they are doing is that in the near future, I don't know how soon, I can say I can go live from that Yoruba Nation Radio, Latin Ulemi, just like I'm doing right now. So I'm a stream Losori Yoruba Nation Radio. So time to my 30 minutes in it, just like Bishan Star Radio. No, I'm looking only in the slot it here, but slot it one. So it will just be like the main slot back on Soro Nibe. But we will still have our own platform, Tafinshe communication. The whole idea of that radio gong on a frequency, which is the most important thing. Because struggle, I want you only afford that joke 2 hours, 3 hours, or difficult. So the main function Yoruba Nation Radio gong only frequency gong. Cherry Bobo, because I was part of the the build up of the Yoruba Nation Radio. The app was not what we told people. We said that we are coming up with the Yoruba Nation, but during the discussion, it gave us an app. It's going to give us a website. So the radio you're going to need the main message, because many of our people still using all these, Tonosobe mobile phone. So it will be very difficult for them. While they download the Tonosobe, but they'll still have to consume a bit of data. But with the radio now, it will be a game changer because the radio is just to plug it or using the solar panel. Then even the radio, from what I'm told, has an SD card. So I want to program one, download it, all if you see no SD card, the section of the radio, just like I said, SD card, while the phone you see. But like I said, the function of the radio radio, the app itself is still going to cost people a little bit, but just less than listening to us on the, just like people watching stream. You see, I have 5 people that are listening now. They cannot see me, but they are listening. So it's the audio version. It takes a little bit of megabyte. But the purpose of this agenda of the radio community as a radio, not as an app. But about Dr. Koka Soro, láti jẹ́ kó wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ again lórí world media and probably explain further. I think what we should be thinking of, lágbọ́rọ̀ Ọlọ́run tó bá yẹ pé bí tí Ọlọ́run fún wa láyé ta náà tó support gan àwọn big men wa àwọn tó jẹ́ olówó, we can easily get our own satellite, but it's going to be expensive, and that would give our people free internet, even if it's just for 1 hour. I can easily log into the free internet. Put it underground. Live stream underground. So if we have such, I think what she's trying to say is that the app function like YouTube or Facebook so that you can stream your programs on it. Oh yes, if that's, yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah, definitely the app is gonna do a lot. So be on apps to Sky News now, one light it, one she stream on Facebook, one she YouTube. You know, it's a problem because yet embedded in here. So if I want to go on live now from the Latin arrangement, okay, it's your Monday or Koiki, my for 1 hour. Kuwa sorrow, but for all fansha, for all my bouillon, my lost program, me was stream a lot story Facebook at YouTube. If not that she need to stream lots of them, because that's the way the the platform is working right now. Bishan stream by me stream and me. So the app is going to do a lot of functionality as well, which is quite right. I think Mr. Kunle Baker say for one. I think what she's saying is that the app can function like YouTube and Facebook. But actually, what people are saying is that can we avoid using YouTube and Facebook? Yes. There's a way you can do it. Our Biafra team low. Enter Biafra T. Our Simon Ekpan low here is away from YouTube and Facebook. So Emma Loso the website enter Biafra in Ibeletima. So that means what the boycott Facebook and YouTube. That means what they saw on top of it, so what they show any video top of it show T1 they break it on Nissan anything want to bring you down, Lori.
Exactly.
Need no Facebook because I've seen no Facebook because Facebook is still another man platform. I've got to create a platform to our phone. You're going so I need no Facebook concept. I'm avoid the Facebook. That means functionality apps here. Oko mama so fún gbogbo pé ala ti lọ register síbẹ̀ àbí ká ní lọ́wọ́ so that aba ti go live ẹ máa rí wa lórí ẹ̀. So kò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú Facebook. Ṣé Facebook àti YouTube, what they do is, those platforms are there, but àwọn tó ń jàjàngbara like we are doing right now, they don't like us. Tó bá jẹ́ pé skits nǹkan kan mi là ń ṣe, it's okay for them, but because the content and share is a different thing entirely. So even we should not even be using Facebook and YouTube. We should have I remember making that inquiry around April, and they gave me the cost of what it's going to take to have my own kind of TV channel. So what that means that that TV platform here, I will have to be subscribing, and I think I pay about $500 every month. If I'm right, I can't remember now. So, my channel me, I can avoid to use YouTube and I can afford to use Facebook. But don't follow what Tibati go live. I can show any video I want. and nobody's going to pull it down. But again, it's going to take some time before we migrate into such. Even I want to take a big channel, God say Sky, watching run on YouTube. Even though Teba Losori Sky is on the apps one, moment Teba click on the apps one, and the Maori program one without the YouTube channel and all that. So I think, Triple DRS, let our experts start working on that. Yagbo Yaju think something like that. We need, Shari, the problem is our people need to trust what we have. La made it shake gbogbo tan so but tí kò bá ní enough traffic nínú, is a waste of time. It's dead on arrival. Ó ti ẹ̀yin mọ́ mi nísìn. So intention right lóòótọ́, which is exactly what Kunle Baker is saying. Yeah, it's possible. It's very, very possible. Kódà àtẹ̀ ní the faith. I think what we will do, hopefully lágbára Ọlọ́run, in the new year, we should start thinking of cutting away from Facebook to start with. Ní ṣe Facebook. But in the face on the way, what can really save our people is that we should be able to start thinking of onowola legba totally riwawo ton any stress, because yen gon la any problem pẹ̀lú, because the cost of running a data láti fi wo yan ní Nigeria is quite high. O easy for our lab broker joko ka ma gbọ́ Koiki ka gbọ́ Yeye Dara gbọ́ this gbọ́ that, but àwọn tó wà nílé they can't. So if there's a way that we can bypass that, I don't know how, but it is possible. But the only way we can bypass that is to have our own satellite. We can then send signal. Oda bento fe login on it. Tobati lo akodo pe tiba lo sorry Wi-Fi minisi tiba wa nita. Mo ma ori akon tiba ti debe ma ko lo free internet ni. Tiba click lórí Wi-Fi minisi akon sọ pé Yoruba Nation. Àwa la ma wa fáwọn èèyàn ní subscription be for 1 hour. But that is not cheap. It's a very, very expensive project, but it is possible. It is very, very possible. Yeah. So hopefully,
One other thing.
Go ahead, mommy.
Say our opinion. Come back no sorry be. Can't they possibly subscribe? Only amount because I'm asking to get a platform like you have your KOIKIMEDIA there.
Yes, again, it is possible. Yes. What we want people to do is it's still the same thing. It will be like any Netflix in Ile. I pay £15 every month for the Netflix. Netflix. Teba multiply, if Netflix have about 3 million subscribers, that is good for them. And what they are doing is that àwọn tó ń gbé fíìmù wá bá wọn náà wọ́n ní percentage tọ́jọ́ ń yọ lára wọn tọ́jọ́ ń ṣe bọ́ ṣe kíni ẹ̀. So in our own case, tẹ́mi bá lọ gba subscription tó cost me almost $500 every month. If I cannot hit the target, number one, I'm going to be stuck. I must have people to be able to subscribe. But number one, telling people to subscribe is a different thing. Subscription, they will do it or not, is another thing. So it's still all about, we have to be careful because okay, I have to sign a contract. Just like they've signed a contract with the radio. Professor Wale, it was meant to be the project. Yoruba Nation Radio. Set up radio subscription. But everybody knows that at some point there will be a subscription. But eventually the same thing. But we lost 2 years. Because whether they like it or not, they are paying quarterly loan somewhere. Maybe some people don't know that. It's very expensive. So they need that to be funded if we really want the radio to continue.
Like how much it also quarterly?
I will have to find out. I will have to find out and come back. I don't have that offhand. Our man will somewhere missing. Our Yoruba man will somewhere just to keep it going. Because at the song was set up. So over set up to song here, work off for the Kuni, Lucy Bereshin. Only app app here was even app going to share without any radio going from it. But the most important thing is the radio. But what you might find on the radio just like a t-shirt, then it will also help to fund it. Which is the reason why, because radio project 2 years ago, that was discussed, but because people wanted to pull it down. ọ̀rọ̀ rédíò yìí nísìnyí àbá ti kúrò lórí ẹ̀ àti máa sọ nǹkan míì a sì tún padà sọ̀rọ̀ rédíò which we've lost a whole 2 years. It's a waste of time because nígbà tí Dr. Koka wá bá mi ní soka àwọn mẹ́ta ló wá bá mi tó present nǹkan tó lè ṣe fún wa kódà prof gan pè mí nígbà yẹn bọ̀bọ̀ Bánkọ́lé yẹn ọlọ́run ọmọ tó sọ fún prof ó ti kò há sí prof ó náà lè ṣe rédíò nǹkan prof wá ní kí n wá sílé Ifẹ̀ mo lọ bá prof nígbà tí mo débẹ̀ that was the first time tí ma rí ẹni tó ń pè ní wọ́n ní Bánkọ́lé lélẹ̀ èmi dẹ̀ ti mọ̀ pé tẹ́ni ti gbé wá sórí program tó ní Bánkọ́lé bọ̀ kò sóòjú ẹ̀ ó wọ kùrùkù sójú nígbà yẹn a dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n á ní rédíò táwọn fi ṣe yẹn kọ́ ṣàlàyé fún mi wàláì lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ ó ní oníwọ̀n mọ́ pa rédíò oníwọ̀n lè ṣe rédíò bàbá Professor Adeniran dẹ̀ ní prof ní kájọ jókòó sínú meeting yẹn prof gan bàbá wa jókòó sínú meeting because there was another meeting going on in another room àti Maxwell has an intention to set up his own radio as well. These are bastard people tó bá program yẹn jẹ́ nígbà yẹn. So Maxwell àti Professor Wale Adeniran mọ́ ọmọ tó ti coerce pẹ̀lú Bánkọ́lé bí àwọn ọmọ pé prof máa ní kèmí wá gbà tí mo débẹ̀ mo bìyẹn pé ẹ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ ṣe rédíò yẹn ká gbọ́ ó ní rédíò yẹn pé òun rò pé òun lè ṣe o mo ní kí ló dé so but again kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú wa we're still on the project 2 years down the line the same thing tá a fẹ́ ṣe yẹn òun la tún gbọ́ náà nísìn ẹ wá imagine tó bá yẹ pa ti ṣe nígbà yẹn rédíò tó ṣe fi máa tà yín nísìn a ti ta rédíò yẹn for more than 2 years a ti wọ́n gbogbo àdúgbò a ti wọ́n gbogbo 20,000 naira ẹ̀mọ̀ ìtàwọn diaspora ń fáwọn èèyàn nílé ni diaspora kankan lè ra ẹ̀ kan fún yàn wọ́n lè ra méjì tó bá tẹ ràfárà àtàwọn ràfárà lé wọn. Because radio yẹn was going to be part of it radio yẹn gangan was going to be the key changer because nígbà tá a bá ti ṣe frequency àwa fi radio gba nídìí ẹni tó wá náà ò ní gbọ́ Yorùbá Nation kó máa sọ fún wa ń gbà yẹn but it is not too late it is still a project that is going on. Crossrail gan tó ń ṣe ní UK ẹmọ yẹn tó ti cost wọn nísìn I'm sure pé UK lẹ́yìn náà wà the project has ó ti wà bloated gan ju bó ṣe gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì gan wọ́n bọ́ nísìn wọ́n náà wọ́n lè gbé dé Manchester mọ́ Rishi Sunak can pull it out ó náà wọ́n lè gbé Crossrail project yẹn dé Manchester mọ́ Birmingham ló máa takú sí pé because wọ́n lè fund them mọ́ so but you know ọ̀nà fún wa ṣe we just continue with what we have but it's a good thing that we start thinking I need àwọn technician tó lè bá wa think of báwo la ṣe lè ṣe gan tó yẹ pé data tá à ń lò yìí táwọn èèyàn fi ń gbọ́ nílé báwo la ṣe lè save data fáwọn èèyàn wa ó possible now àwọn MTN kankan tó wà nílé yẹn náà ó ní bó ṣe ń ṣe and we can bypass them as well especially Elon Musk is doing very well when it comes to his own X space or the internet space only but we have to work with him and buy satellite kò sí tó kan wọn àti Nigerian government tá a bá ti ra bí a megabyte 1 million la máa rà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ní àmọ́ ọmọ bí ta fi channel ẹ̀ sí so táwọn yẹn bá ti login láti ìdíròkò láti kinní kan wá kàn fi code yẹn sí even if it's not 30 minutes after 30 minutes I shut one off so but we see how that is going to work in the near future lágbára Ọlọ́run so bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn thanks so much ẹ ṣé gan ni ma.
ẹ ṣé gan ni a ní láti máa promote ẹ torí àwọn èèyàn kan tún ti ń fẹ́ máa fi ẹnu bàjẹ́ we need to boost it up
to pull it up definitely.
rédíò yẹn ti wọ́n jù ẹ ló ní 30,000 for God.
ẹ má dáhùn lóhùn ẹ má dáhùn yẹn lóhùn.
cost of living.
Because ọ̀fẹ́ káwọn èèyàn gbọ́n pátá ń sọ ni but we will never stop we talk about it all the time.
pé àwọn tá a jọ ń ṣe Yorùbá Nation yìí náà ni we need to be careful àwọn èèyàn wa burú.
Because people
ní òyìnbó ló ṣe amalgamation àwa gan ni problem ara wa we are the source of our problem.
Definitely I totally agree I mean what they wanted to do they were just going to put down the whole project of this Yoruba Nation struggle but it's because some of us refused to accept it and we were never going to compromise so ó jẹ́ kó difficult for wọn if they have their means they will pull it down and they'll pull it down very fast but we are not going to allow that so màá sọ fún Dr. Zabi màá bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ bí kò gbé Dr. Koka wá bí next week Wednesday kò wá bá gbogbo wa sọ̀rọ̀ again lágbára Ọlọ́run ẹ ṣé gan ni ma thanks so much ẹ ṣé gan ni
thank you so much
ẹ ṣé gan ni and once again for that radio like they said it's very very important tẹ́ bá ti lọ sórí apps fẹ̀yìntì ẹ wà ní abroad this is what it looks like it has the orí olókun it says Yoruba with a yellow then Nation with a green you download that and you can easily listen to it if I click it now, then I think they're working on the one that will come on the TV as well. Hopefully, all these will start working as swiftly as possible, like but along. So it's the beginning. Then I'm going to radio look, radio will operate in Nigeria, Nile Yoruba. I'm sure there are more than 100. And moreover, we still only have few online radios. We have the Lano US, we have the Lano Canada, and we have this one, and I think we have another one. So we have about just 4. So it's still not enough here. We are less than, I think, 3 hours. So Ejaka played this last video, and I'm going to end the program. Hopefully it's a Friday. We might come back if we have the strength. But this last video will also be something to tell you that Nigeria is not worth dying for. Let's listen to it.
Now being pushed to the fringes.
Sorry about that. Thanks so much, Kunle Bakers, and the rest of you that are still watching.
And believing and espousing the belief that Nigeria truly should be one.
We need to begin by resolving a conceptual crisis. What do I mean by a conceptual crisis? Quite often when we speak about Nigeria, we collapse the distinction between country, state, and nation. We tend to think that the three mean the same. We tend to think the three are synonyms. A country is a territory. From the Latin contra terra, the land that lies ahead of you. A country is a territory. It is not necessarily a nation. A nation is an association of peoples. And I use that word in the plural deliberately because of diversity. A nation is an association of peoples who identify their shared core values. And on the basis of their shared core values, they give themselves a constitution which will now establish institutions that make up the state. What we have in Nigeria and in most African countries is a confusion where we think the nation is the state. The nation is reduced to the state. We have a country quite all right by the fact that we live within a territory, even if that territory is not secure, as we all know. But we don't have a nation. We have institutions that make up the state. We collapse the nation into the state. If you look at our constitution, section 2 of the current constitution, and you don't find this in the 1963 constitution, it ascribes sovereignty not to the people but to the state. That is dangerous. That means the state has the last say on any question. That means the state is more powerful than the citizen. That is a recipe for impunity. Because as we all know, the state is the head of state, or the governor, or whoever represents them. Whatever they say, we all have to comply, whether they're right or wrong. So we don't have a democracy in the true sense of the word.
Oh my God.
And until we have that, until we build a nation, we can't even talk of unfinished greatness. And I have to make a critique of the title of Governor Fayeme's book. It presupposes that there is a project that is unfinished. I am saying we have not even started the project.
Oh my God.
And we need to stop deluding ourselves. What are our shared core values? What are the things that bring us together, apart from the super egos? You know, when I had this experience, 2013, I was visiting a place called Do in Plateau State. The Plateau State governor is here. I got to Do the Friday before the Nations Cup final between Nigeria and Burkina Faso. And there was tension everywhere. But on Sunday night, when Nigeria won the game, the final match, the tension dissipated. And most people forget the fact that a young man from southeastern Nigeria received the ball from a young man from Pangshin who had to leave Nigeria because his parents were killed. Victor Moses passed the ball to Sondemba. Sondemba scored the goal. And we didn't even ask about the local government of origin of the scorer of the goal. So what are our shared core values? If you ask the Americans, they talk of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We don't have one. And it is when we begin to identify our shared core values that we begin to build a nation. What we have right now is a state held together at gunpoint. And when the state begins to oppress the citizen, there'll be cries of marginalization, there'll be secessionist and separatist agitation, there'll be insecurity. Now we have set up Nigeria to be a place where the state is more powerful than the citizen, and the state is oppressive. We need to retrace our steps. Quite often, Nigerians ask, which is the way forward? And I say, if you're moving in the wrong direction, you shouldn't be going forward. You should make a U-turn.
Hillary say this short clip Timo play Katomalo Mokibubu can say. I've shared it on my Twitter, and also I can't take it on YouTube because it will come on the video. I think channels owns it, and the copyright goes to them. So take some notes down. We don't have a nation, but many people think we have a nation. Moke Princess Victoria, Princess Okishe pet name. What then Fuyon as a nickname. Prince and princess means a lot in Yoruba land. Only we don't have, we don't share the same core value. Eroti video kontamanglo lori software wa General Dombozo to need core value. America train àwọn kan tó overthrow Guinea. The core value. Eroti video here. Impunity. He talked about impunity. We don't have democracy. We need democracy in Nigeria. But Nigerians don't seem to understand that. It's a shame. Only a project that is unfinished. We don't even started the project. Nigeria was a project. And it's still a project. And that is why I said earlier, you know, the influence of the Europeans on Nigeria. It talked about a state held at gunpoint. That means we've been held at gunpoint, told that we are Nigerians. Blame our, but it just about one sort of self-determination. Well, we have been held at gunpoint. I gotta go now. It's exactly 3 hours, 12 minutes. We don't want to push more than that. I'm a colleagues. I cite you there. Thank you so much, my brother. Tokyo 778. And those of you that are very, very quiet, silent listener, Baba Kendi, Hussein Salami. And if I haven't seen you, I'm not Bino. Our TikTok has been taken down till 24th of November, but I think I can still post in there. Hopefully, I hope so. You know, but whatever it is, just follow us on all the platforms. You will not miss anything. Adekunle Aliu and the rest of you on the Mix LR this morning. It is very worst. European Union have finished Nigeria, pata, and they are not yet ready to let go. If you're watching in Cuba, Jamaica, wherever you're watching, it's been one of our educational programs. We haven't done one for a while in the kitchen, and I hope you enjoy it. If you have just joined us, we started with a breakfast. Babakitoye is very concerned, and is concerned because poverty in Nigeria. He's asked me, what is the way out for the Yoruba? Should we continue with Nigeria? It's one of the headlines. The second headline, Lori backup channel, was poverty in the land. Boko Haram, ISIS are also doing their own. What is the way out for Yoruba people? What is the way out? Is Bola Tinubu the way out? I don't think so. And I still stick to myself, says, I don't think Tinubu will be ready to unbundle Nigeria. But I might be wrong. But for now, I stick to that. And on that note, I say thank you so much for those of you that are listening. Around the world, Olayomi Koiki. I'm checking out now, and I'll be back again. Like Baredumari. If I can, I'll be back in the evening. If otherwise, you see me when you see me. Only the Loro Nimataji, the program. I don't know. I don't have a time. But like Barolong, we are working on KOIKIMEDIA team. Our team will they will have a specific time. If it's for 30 minutes, they will say what they have to say, and you will be able to know that. Nijoba you be a culture, and days. We are working on that as quickly as possible. And for those of you that continue to pray for us, continue to do so. For those of you that continue to give your advice, continue to do so. But the
cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Hey! Oh no, risk way. There's another way, but there's not. If you want to send us a small gift, you can do so in your own capacity. And if you don't have, just pray for us. I am the last man standing. KOIKIMEDIA bringing the work closer to your doorstep. And on that note, a very good afternoon. Somebody's trying to call. We can't take any more call. Sorry about that. I think somebody's trying to call. That was what stopped it. Like your Wi-Fi call. We're gonna take that back again. Let's take it back again. 1 minute. God bless Yoruba territory. Thank you so much, Grandma Comfort Ologunja. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Odabo. Can a great afternoon. I came in on relax today. Bye for now, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now.